Hello there, you're very welcome to the AM show. My name is Sweetie Abochi. A gentle reminder that we are still in the month of October. And if you haven't yet taken advantage of the free breast screening services going around all the place, take advantage and do that. But it is 44 days to go. The countdown is on to the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections. Welcome to the AM show. In the next 4 hours, we'll bring you a package that gives you an idea of where we are as a nation. We'll start by giving you the AM news, the latest updates on all the stories, major stories in and around the country. And then we'll sit with our guest for our news review segment. After that, Muftan Abil Abdullah will bring you AM sports because we don't like to leave you sports enthusiasts out. Of course, our big stories then begin. Now, today we'll start with a documentary. In 1990, Ghana began the implementation of policies and programs aimed at increasing the consumption of LPG and reduce the growing deforestation. Now, by 2021, Ghana's energy policy targeted 50% LPG market penetration by 2030. However, many have now resorted to the usage of charcoal. In this Joy News Hotline documentary, Gas to Charcoal, we'll tell you stories of how consumers of LPG now prefer to use charcoal due to the high cost of LPG. Do you fall in that category? Stay tuned for that documentary and the conversations that will fall out from there. Now, are you looking for a complete residential facility which offers you all the amenities you can think of, including industrial and office complex to make commuting from work to your home convenient? Well, if you answered yes, then look no further because Apollonia City has got you covered. And ahead of the Joy News EcoBank Habitat Fair, we're bringing you a conversation on that on AM Business. You want to stay tuned. And later on, we'll bring you live to the Joy Sports Invitational Draw. What will be the pairings? I guess all the teams are eagerly waiting to see which category or which groupings they get. You want to stay with us? My name is Sweetie Abochi, and I do this with Benjamin Akakbo. Let's start with the AM News now. Folks, it's a pleasure to have you here. Let's get into the details of the AM news. Starting with, Joy News has uncovered the destruction of large tracts of the Asenanyo Forest Reserve, a beneficiary of the Ghana Landscape Restoration Project. A number of citronella trees grown during the restoration project have been pulled down despite ongoing calls for a cessation of mining in forest reserves. Love FM's Erastus Asaridonko and his team were attacked whilst filming evidence of these environmental infractions, but have managed to file this report.
The Asenanyo Forest Reserve is a production forest established in 1940. It covers an area of 22,800 hectares in the Amasia South district of the Ashanti region. About 9,350 football fields of the forest, that is 37.78 kilometers square, has been given out for mining to Edel Metallum Resources Limited. We set out to investigate the environmental infractions engaged in by the company's mining operations at Esumenya. Though the company has been mining for months, our checks indicate they only obtained a license from the Environmental Protection Agency on October 16, 2024. Contrary to its large-scale mining license regulation, the company has been engaged in unconventional artisanal mining methods similar to that adopted by illegal miners. There are no settling ponds or tailings dams as required by law. Contaminated mining residue is left to flow into tributaries of the Ankobra River and the forest environment, contrary to water use regulations. The Asenanyo River, from which the reserve derives its name, is not visible from the mining mess created here. Our team saw indications of the abstraction of clean groundwater into already polluted surface water without the water use permit by the Water Resources Commission. The devastation runs miles into the Asenanyo Forest Reserve. Trees restored under the Ghana Landscape Restoration Project have been pulled down for mining operations. Requests for comment from some known leaders of the company have not yielded any response. The quest of the team to report on the activities of the mine was resisted by a group of armed men claiming to be protecting the concession of Edel Metallum Resources Limited, who physically assaulted the Joy News crew. Reporting for Joy News, Erastus Asaredonko, Esumenya, Amasia South District, Ashanti Region.
The alarming illegal mining kanga in Ghana has drawn parallel to circumstances that fueled Sierra Leone's civil war. Criminologist Dr. Jones Opokuwari narrates the role of rebel groups supported by external forces in exploiting resources to fund their war efforts, as he warns of a similar trajectory in Ghana's galamsey operations and its violent tendencies. Now, the danger, he cautions, is that these illegal gangs could escalate into rebellion against citizens, the state, and government machinery. Dr. Wari's remarks come in response to the recent attack on our journalist Joy News Erastus Asaredonko and his crew by armed men who claim to be working for Edel Metallum Resources Limited, a mining site at Asumenya, close to Manson Kran in the Ashanti region. Here's that report.
I foresee something that is reminiscent of what happened within the Sierra Leonean context some years ago that actually ignited, the kind of civil war that they had. During that time, the Revolutionary United Front, which was a rebel group that was supported by, Chastela from Liberia, had to use proceeds of, diamond sites in Sierra Leone to fuel the war. So what happened was that a resource that the members of, Sierra Leone or citizens of Sierra Leone could actually benefit. These gangs and hoodlums and rebels actually went into those sites, and used the diamond proceeds to acquire explosive weapons, to acquire very deadly weapons, and we use it, as it were, to fight and topple the government of Sierra Leone at the time. And so if I look at the pattern as we have, and I'm looking at a pattern where we have these guys going into these sites and having access to very serious weapons, as to how these weapons get into these sites, only God knows. Okay, and they are using that to protect these resources. And I'm of the view that, look, if you are not able to nip this thing in the bud, there can be a time where these guys can get very frustrated and then decide that whoever is in charge of the state and is not allowing them to do whatever they want to do, they can actually have the potency to actually stand against that government and even topple it up.
Still on galamsey, the Paramount Chief of Trifuati Mokwa in the Central Region, his linguist and 2 others have been hit by yet another lawsuit for their alleged involvement in illegal mining. 9 licensed mining companies are accusing the Omanhene Osiadia Yokwesi Kening IV, Ochiameyao Asamoah, NS Aholu, and a Chinese national for illegally mining at least 90% of their 120 acres mining concession situated in the Trifuati Mokwa districts of the Central Region. This is the second time in 1 month that Omanhene, his linguist NS Aholu, and their foreign collaborators have been dragged before the Kumasi High Court for their alleged involvement in illegal mining. There's more in this report.
The small-scale mining companies suing the Omanhene and others include God-Made Mining Enterprise, Great Shepherd Mining Enterprise, Belta Shepherd Mining Enterprise, and Servant Mining Enterprise. Others are Jordan Mining Enterprise, Follow the Shepherd Mining Enterprise, Owana Mining Enterprise, and Truly Shepherd Mining Enterprise. According to court documents cited by Joy News, the plaintiffs between 2019 and 2023 applied for small-scale mining licenses from the Minerals Commission in respect of 120 acres of mining concession. The Minerals Commission, in consultation with the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, approved the plaintiff's application for small-scale mining license after satisfying all statutory requirements and conditions. While the companies awaited the signing of the mining license by the Minister of Lands, the defendants illegally entered the concession and secretly started mining. The plaintiffs say the defendants' actions amount to stealing of minerals and therefore want the court to order the recovery of 90 million Ghana cedis against the defendants jointly and severally, representing the quantity of gold so far mined from the plaintiffs' mining concessions based on geological intelligence and physical site inspection. They are also seeking general damages of 20 million Ghana cedis against the defendants and seek an order directing defendants to compulsory undertake environmental reclamation of the area mined, while seeking perpetual interlocutory injunction restraining defendants, their agents and anyone from interfering with the plaintiffs' mining concessions. The rate comes as the court begs for time to deliver its ruling regarding its jurisdiction in determining a similar suit filed in Kumasi against Osiadio Yokwesi IV and 3 others by officials of Kadesh Mining, a licensed small-scale mining firm. When the case was called for hearing on Wednesday at the Commercial Division of the Kumasi High Court, the presiding judge, His Lordship Samuel Faraday Johnson, said he would decide the fate of the new rate once he ruled on the Forum of Convenience application filed by the Omahini on October 28, 2024. From Kumasi, for Joy News, Parliamentary reporting.
Away from galamsey, the West African Examination Council says the entire results of some 42 candidates who sat for this year's Basic Education Certificate examination have been cancelled for various exam malpractices. Additionally, subject results of 380 candidates were cancelled and results of 149 candidates were also withheld. Public Relations Officer of WAEC, John Kapi, says a decision will be taken regarding the withheld results after investigations.
For subject results, we've cancelled the subject results of 380 candidates. That is 377 school candidates and 3 private candidates. We have cancelled the entire results of 41 school candidates and 1 private candidate. And then 33 school candidates and 3 private candidates, we withheld their entire results. Now we have 149 schools whose scripts, not all the scripts, but in one subject or another, have been withheld for further scrutiny. Scrutiny is being done right now, after which the relevant committees will sit down, look at the merit complaints vis-a-vis the findings of the scrutiny, and then we'll see where we go from there.
John Kapi has been offering some explanations for the Council's inability to release the results of the Creative Arts paper.
The creative art and design is one of the new subjects that we've introduced this year. The paper is made up of a number of sections. These sections are supposed to be marked by different examiners. So the instruction was that the candidate should answer the music on the music manuscript and then answer the other questions on another answer booklet. Unfortunately, either the supervisors did not give the right instructions or the candidates did not follow instructions. And so we realized that they answered the music component on the music manuscript and then the creative design also on the same answer sheet. And so when you swap the script, the music goes to a particular place. It is not the same place that the design is going to mark. And so the music person may finish marking, and then, we cannot key in the marks for the design, even though we found an examiner at the other end to mark it. So we are now matching the marks so that we'll be able to grade them appropriately.
Let's do some election stories. The New Patriotic Party is accusing the opposition National Democratic Congress, that is the NDC, of acting to disrupt government business in Parliament. This comes in the wake of recent happenings in Parliament where Speaker Alban Bagbin declared 4 seats vacant, giving the NDC a temporary minority on the floor. Addressing a press conference at the NPP party headquarters, Director of Communications for the party, Richard Ahiagba, first alleges that they have uncovered a secret called Winning the 2024 Election and Beyond, a comprehensive NDC document put together by the opposition National Democratic Congress to capture power through the legislature.
Chapter 2 of the secret document provides strategies on how the NDC minority should leverage parliamentary power to disrupt government business. Pages 7 and 8, under the subheading Maximizing Parliamentary Control of the Legislature, provides the context for this NDC dubious plot. And I read from here, but it's actually a direct quote from the document. The 2020 election resulted in an unprecedented situation in Ghanaian politics, with an evenly split parliament, with the NDC and NPP holding equal seats. The equilibrium creates a powerful opportunity for the NDC to, one, influence, to delay or outright block government's legislative agenda. I want you to focus on those things. One, influence, delay, or outright block government's legislative agenda. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the media, this strategy the NDC has operated with since 2021 is on full display with what is happening in Parliament. So you have a situation where the NDC, for some odd reason, decides that it wants to be majority. And so therefore, in partnership with Speaker, Mr. Speaker is actively aiding that seeming coup d'etat by the NDC in Parliament. But the point that ought to be made is that this is not an isolated incident. This is part of a coordinated effort by their own design outlined in this book to ensure that they use every means available to them, fair or foul, to affect, to disrupt, and obstruct government business.
According to Richard Ahiagba, the NDC's opposition to the e-levy, as well as recent happenings in Parliament, are all planned out in this alleged document.
Mr. Speaker has crossed the be careful line. In other words, Mr. Speaker is beyond redemption as a statesman who ought to help glue Parliament together and see to government business to further the lots of Ghanaians. Mr. Speaker is irredeemable. Even after the Supreme Court has spoken to stay his actions, the machinations that they put up, all the orchestrations they are putting up is designed to ensure that no government business is done. They tried that from 2021, they've been doing it. It hasn't worked. But in these last days, they have purpose to do whatever they can, including disrupting and bringing Parliament to a halt.
In other stories, the NPP also accused the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, of aiding the NDC to carry out its agenda in Parliament. Let's move on to other stories now. NPP flag bearer Dr. Mamudu Bawumia is promising to transform the Technical Vocational School in Juje with the provision of state-of-the-art equipment to boost TVET education, in addition to extending Ghana Water Company Limited services to the community to enhance access to water for residents of this community. He is also promising to construct the Juje Weta Road, among other developments in the area. And he's been speaking at a meeting with chiefs and people of Juje as part of his Volta region tour. Yes, Mom.
Toby had mentioned that we need to revamp the Juje Technical and Vocational School, because it was only recently, I think that was last year, that it was given the free TVET status. And the other technical and vocational schools, we have sent state-of-the-art equipment. We need to bring some to the school here. So that is something that is required. The town roads is another major problem that we need to address as quickly as possible. The Veta to Juje Road is also another one that has been mentioned. The water treatment facilities and also water. I think basically most of K2 North is under community water, but the population has really outgrown the community water. And I was talking to Enoch here. We need to bring in Ghana Water and expand the water facilities that will be needed, including water treatment and so on. But I think the population has outgrown what was done initially under President Kufuor. I think we have outgrown it. So we need to bring in Ghana Water. But when I come in 4 years' time, I have to give an account on all of these things. So because I know I have to give an account, I'm going to work very hard to deliver for you so that in 4 years I can say, I finished these roads, I finished this water, and so on. So I want you to put your confidence in me. I've demonstrated as Vice President that if you give me the opportunity, I can deliver.
Now, Ghana is set to expand its efforts to promote transparency and accountability within the fisheries sector across West Africa. Speaking at the opening ceremony of a workshop for the Fisheries Committee of West Central Gulf of Guinea Project Coordinator, Kofi Agbogba highlighted Ghana's success in eliminating illegal transshipment of fish and emphasized plans to engage other member countries for broader regional improvement. Now, the workshop aims to share Ghana's achievements and develop strategies for expanding the project's reach throughout the sub-region. There's more in this report.
Under the Improved Fisheries Governance Project, Ghana serves as a pilot country, offering valuable lessons for other member states. The project now seeks to expand activities to other countries in the sub-region. Project coordinator for the IFG, Kofi Agbogba, says the workshop serves as a key step in developing the content for the next phase of the project.
Over the last 3 years, we have worked extensively with Ghanaian stakeholders towards improving the fisheries and getting government and industry commitment to transparency, accountability, and good management within the fishery sector. A lot of lessons have been learned. So today's workshop is to share with the other FCWC countries what we have been able to achieve here, and also look forward to expanding the project into their countries with ground actions and intense engagement with their government, so that together we can improve the fisheries in the West Africa sub-region.
Executive Director of the Fisheries Commission, Fred Kwesi Ntwibuedu, highlighted the strides Ghana has made in the fisheries sector.
Some of the policies that the government is implementing, like the close season, this organization goes around and educates people on the importance of the close season. Again, there are co-management that has also been established, and that has also been done with their support. We have landing beach committees, which have also been set up, and all these things are being done with them. And the main idea is to reduce or even do away with the IUU that we are facing in Ghana, not only in Ghana, but even the sub-region.
Chairman of the Fisheries Commission Board, Professor Francis Nunu, indicated a collaboration is needed to resolve the fisheries governance issues in the sector.
The resources are shared. The resources are not only in Ghana or in Ivory Coast. The pelagic resources move with the water. So as the environment directs it, it moves. Because of that, it's not owned by one country. So which means that all the nations should work together. In addition, collaboration in the sense that the various stakeholders should all be brought on board. As we are here, journalists, ministers, FC, all the other stakeholders should be brought on board so that together we work out neat solutions to address the problem.
Andrew Reid of the USAID Ghana office indicated that the continuous efforts of the civil society organizations to improve fisheries governance is impressive.
From USAID's perspective, having partners like those that are here in the room today and the ministry and just the very forward-leaning, innovative thinking, ability and reasoning to take risks in the sector to improve things is just absolutely unbelievable. And the support that we see all the way from the fishers, all the way up through government representation.
The Improving Fisheries Governance in Ghana and the wider sub-region is a 3-year project aimed at securing sustainable fisheries in Ghana and across Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia, Nigeria, and Togo.
And on to the National Science and Maths quiz. In a fierce intellectual showdown, 3 of Ghana's most formidable schools, Impraiso Senior High School, Achimota School and Keta Senior High School, locked horns in what promised to be a close contest. However, Keta Senior High School made quick work of their competition, turning what was expected to be a battle into a commanding victory. With unmatched brilliance, they dominated every round, leading from start to finish and ultimately leaving their rivals in the dust, securing their spot in the next stage of the competition. My colleague Jacqueline Ansamayabwa has been interacting with the students.
In a contest that was expected to be tied, Impraiso Senior High School, Achimota School and Keta SHTS locked horns, but it didn't take long for Keta to pull away. Keta SHTS made quick work of their competition, turning what was supposed to be a fierce battle into a dominant victory, leaving their rivals scrambling in their wake.
Keta Senior High Technical School. That was a wonderful performance. Well done. Well done. Congratulations on winning the contest and booking an appointment with me for the semi-finals.
Munim book rough. We rough me through. Munim book. Say Siano. Yade. Another girl aba. This one, she's beyond Laminio. She's called Gakpeto. What they can do? She's coming to break records. And she has begun already. What do you tell Motown?
Well, finally, now we are moving on to the semi-final stage. What should everyone expect from your school?
Nothing but the best.
Yeah, good performance.
Yeah.
Good performance. They should expect good performance.
We are already in the final.
Tamale Senior High School and Koforidia SHTS also secure their spot in style, delivering a consistent and confident performance that saw them outthink their challengers round after round.
Very proud. I just believe my guys. They can do their job. That was a very great comeback. We just knew that this was nothing. We are coming back for more. We are going to collect it. They were going for the trophy. That's just what we are going for. Yes.
As you said earlier, this year is Operation No Mercy. We are hunting every prey that comes our way. So wait for us. Yeah.
I have another young lady here. We spoke to her earlier when we were doing the live earlier. How are you feeling right now?
I'm speechless.
Yeah, you look like you want to cry. Feel free.
I don't want to cry on national team.
But now, this is your second time going to the semi-finals. What are we expecting from Tamasco this year?
As I said earlier, the best. This year, the lion is going to roar and is going to resonate throughout the jungle.
Meanwhile, reigning champions, Presbyterian Boys Secondary School is prepping for their clash with Pope John's SHS and Minor Seminary and St. James Seminary as they look to extend their dominance with a potential 9th trophy. The pressure is on. Can Presec keep their throne? The semi-finals is just around the corner, and with these powerhouses vying for a spot in the finals, this year's National Science and Maths quiz is indeed a thrilling one. For Joy News, I'm Jacqueline Ansamayabwa.
So and the rest of Keta Senior High Technical School. On that note, let's get into our business update with Benjamin Akaku.
Welcome to business. Now, the chairman of Parliament's Finance Committee, Patrick Boama, is warning that the current developments in Parliament could cripple the economy and affect Ghana's program with the IMF. It follows the Speaker of Parliament's decision to adjourn the House indefinitely as a result of the Supreme Court ruling reversing the suspension of some members. Mr. Boama might be one of a few government officials that has openly admitted the challenge and its impact on government's finances. He has been speaking to Joy Business on the sidelines of the IMF and the World Bank's meetings in Washington, D.C.
what are some of those key legislations that should have been passed in the House over last week and even this week and even going forward, that these current uncertainties could delay these regulations as well, that could have an impact even on us going to the board for our third review?
First of all, I mentioned the Ghana Investment Promotion Center bill, where the center is seeking to become an authority, to be able to have some dedicated funds outside what was in the center's mandate, where they are asking for some clear budget lines to be budgetary allocations to be made. Secondly, they are asking for some fees and charges to be levied on some companies, which I believe definitely will find its way or expression in the Fees and Charges and Miscellaneous Act, Parliament. Secondly, I also mentioned the Environmental Protection Agency bill, which is going through the consideration stage, where the Minister, Ophelia Mensah Hayford, the MP from Fansman, has been very active on, with Dr. Marfo, the chair of the Environment Committee. Thirdly, some reforms in some regulations needs to be looked at, especially in the Public Financial Management Act and some legislations or regulations that came with it. You also know that we have a loan agreement for the Financial Sector Stabilization Fund, which my committee looked at. A report was presented, but there was some disagreement on whether a fund properly so called with a body that to administer it, or it's just a fund to be managed through the central bank and the Ministry of Finance. That's my view. Those are the kind of issues that are pending.
And that's our recap of business this morning. Handing over back to Sweetie Abochi, but I'll leave you with our currency market for the morning.
Right, and that ends it for the AM News. Stay because news review is coming up next. Dr. John Osai-Kwapong joins us to review the newspapers. We'll be back in a bit.
But here we are back in the studio. Dr. John Osai-Kwapong is back with us. You had started some thoughts that I truncated. Please go ahead.
No problem. So I was talking about the NCC report,
right?
Matters of concern to the Ghanaian voter, which was launched
yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday, yes. And this is a report that the NCC has been doing since the 2004 election. Very insightful report, some very interesting findings as well. One of the things that I would mention quickly in this initial 1 minute is the willingness to vote in the upcoming election.
Yeah.
So you see
80%,
80,
thereabouts.
Yes, 80% thereabouts, which is very good. But when they start breaking it down, you see some gender gaps that males as indicating they are more
outnumber females.
Exactly. And then younger voters are saying they are less likely to vote than your older voters. And then when you look at the regional variations too, Greater Accra comes out last, right? Only about 71% in Greater Accra are indicating that they are willing to vote in the upcoming election. And then in the northern regions, it's over 92, 93%. So when you look at the regional map they've created, you see more intense willingness to vote in the northern regions. Then by the time you get to Accra, and I don't know what is going on in Accra, in the Greater Accra region, that
because the Greater Accra region is sort of one of the kingmaker regions. Usually, I mean, where the NPP has performed well in the Ashanti region, if the results are not too good in Greater Accra, it could be problematic, and vice versa. Yeah. So, I mean, it can be tricky.
Very, very much so. So that the regional variation was quite interesting to see, and what that means for the political parties. And then the youth voters especially, the first-time voters. How do the political parties respond to a finding like that? Because I just don't know what is it that it's not making the youth that willing to step out and vote. Maybe they don't.
Maybe the apathy is on the back of poor governmental performance, not just now, time and again.
Right. Maybe they are also not feeling that the issues that are important to the youth are being addressed enough, and so perhaps they don't think an election would make a difference. But it will be interesting to see how the political parties respond.
Yesterday, I watched Just Turn 18, and hopefully we'll bring you that episode on the AM shows sometime next week. And Lois was asking them, first-time voters, what would influence their votes? And there was a guy who said that, well, they see the politicians going around and making all these promises, but they haven't actually said anything to them in particular. And these are children on the streets, most of them who are just turned 18. They said they are not the target audience of these politicians. So maybe that also feeds into why we don't see the enthusiasm, because they feel like they're just passive participants in this election rather than an active part. There are nearly 1 million new registered voters, and they could tip the scales. So it's important that the politicians pay attention to their views as well. But should we get into the newspaper? I want to start with the Daily Graphic newspaper. On the front page, NPP triggers Parliament's recall. There's a story here about $450 million manganese refinery project begins in November. Ahead of the new academic year, traders switch to educational materials. Add herbal medicines to National Health Insurance Scheme, and that is according to the Ghana Federation of, I think, Traditional Medicine Practitioners. 13 presidential candidates on ballots unnecessary, according to Professor Prempe. Let's start from Apenyo Markin's story right here on the front page. So the New Patriotic Party caucus in Parliament has requested the Speaker of Parliament to summon Parliament to transact urgent government business. A memorandum of understanding addressed to the Speaker, signed by the Second Deputy Majority Chief Whip and Member of Parliament for Seshi Akontombra, Alex Tete, cited 3 urgent matters for consideration, including 6 bills and 5 legal bases for the request to summon Parliament. Quote, respectfully request that upon recall of the House, the following urgent government business be deliberated upon and transacted, including any other business that comes before the House, he said. So they're in the process of doing this. And this morning we saw reports from the NPP accusing the NDC of a document that they produced, which spells out how they intend to capture government using their legislative power. And I keep asking myself while watching the story, but who started all of this? Who ran to the Supreme Court? But what do you make of this, Doc, before we do some other stories? NPP's trigger of Parliament's recall.
You know, the majority leader had given that indication that he was going to try and recall Parliament as a way of trying to also resolve this impasse. I'm not sure how the Speaker would respond to it. I don't even know if once he's been able to get the numbers to say Parliament needs to be recalled, I don't even know whether the Speaker can say no to that, since that threshold has been met.
I mean, there are provisions, and what is interesting now is, you know, Roxanne Nelson Dafiamako, the South Dine legislature, has also said he's heading to court to get the court to give some proper interpretation of that issue and stay the issue till that determination. I guess right now what is in season is, I take you to court and there's a stay of whatever process. So he's going to stay that move so that Parliament will not be recalled and all of that. As for us, like I said, we've grabbed our popcorn and we are watching the thriller.
But at some point, though, this has to be resolved, right? For me, one of the worrying things is we seem to be also drawing the courts too much into settling some of these politically sensitive issues. And the consequences that I worry about is that at some point, depending on how the court rules on these matters, you end up framing the way Parliament does business, not based on Parliament's own rules and processes and procedures, but you have, the court now having a more direct hand in how Parliament conducts its business. Right. So I'm just hoping that within the institution itself, within their own rules, processes, conventions, whatever, that they can come to some agreement on how to get past this impasse.
You know what will be interesting? If Parliament is recalled and the Speaker sits and says, well, there's this injunction, so I'm adjourning Parliament again.
And that's...
and then it keeps going on and on.
Exactly, and when would it stop? You know, or like you said, when would we stop going to the courts to say injunct, stay, back and forth till when? After the election, after the new Parliament comes in. At some point, I'm just hoping that some resolution will be found.
Well, let's do some other stories. So $450 million manganese refinery project begins in November. All is set for the Ghana Manganese Company, a mining firm located in Suta in the Western region, to construct the country's first manganese refinery. And the salt for the commencement of this $450 million project will be cut on November 21st, about a month from now, this year, to pave the way for the phase 1 to start. And the project, which is part of the vision for the company to transition from exportation of the current low-grade carbonate manganese to high-grade through value addition, is being undertaken by GMC in collaboration with its majority shareholder, Tanyo Manganese Industry Group, a Chinese company. I'll put a pin in that, do some other stories, and then I'll come to you, Doc. Ahead of new academic year, traders switch to educational materials. Just a brief on this. Most traders in the Central Business District of Accra have switched over to the sale of educational materials about a week to the commencement of the 2024-2025 academic calendar. Add herbal medicines to National Health Insurance Scheme. I think Monday or so we saw the report that in the newspaper that said Ghana stands to rake in some $5 billion from what they are calling green gold, which is traditional medicines. So the Ghana Federation of Traditional Medicine Practitioners Association, GAFTRAM, has urged the government to include approved herbal medicines on the list of approved medicines on the National Health Insurance Scheme. And the Federation expressed concern that the traditional medicine sector had received very little attention from successive governments. And the president, Prof. Samuel Ato Duncan, said this as a commemoration of the 22nd African Traditional Medicine Day and the 25th Traditional Medicine Week celebrated in Ghana and held in Accra. In politics, legacy of leadership, political landscape and the road ahead. NDC applauds Speaker for effective leadership. NPP remains committed to peace, Dr. Opoku Prempeh says. On the back page, we have IAST Commission's pilots pyrolysis at Osu Alata landing beach. What other stories here can I add quickly before I come to you? 13 presidential candidates on ballot are necessary. Let me do this. Now, the executive director of the Ghana Center for Democratic Development, Professor Kwesi Prempeh, has chastised the Electoral Commission for failing to do a diligent and scrupulous work of allowing 13 presidential candidates on the ballot for the December 7 polls, knowing very well that some of the parties do not meet the needed requirement. He wondered why such numbers kept recurring on the ballot each election year when the EC was aware that such parties only acted as proxies for either of the two major political parties, the National Democratic Congress and the New Patriotic Party. This is coming from your home. Let's start from there. What do you make of this?
You know, once someone passes the threshold and is eligible, and qualified to run for the highest office of the land, you can't really prevent them from doing that. And so whilst 13 candidates on the ballot, and respectfully I disagree with Prof, whilst 13 candidates on the ballot may seem, unwieldy, or may even, as per the story, may be a proxy for the other parties. If 20, 30 people want to run, and those 20, 30 are deemed qualified, that for me is the beauty of democracy, and you must allow that to go on. You can't find other ways to trim down the number of qualified candidates on the ballot because a particular number may look like it's one too many candidates on the ballot.
I thought this was actually a trimmed down one because before now, we had reports of more than 19 independent candidates. And now if we're all the way down to 13, I think it's still a good job done. Ben?
I think, though, that still looking at the numbers, looking at our population, and looking at, I'm sorry I have to say this, serious democracies and how leadership, I feel that if you want to look at people who can actually do the job, and I say so very respectfully, I look at some of the candidates there. Of course, we know that the NPP and the NDC are supposedly behind some of these people who contest. But if I am assessing them in terms of what they bring to the table, honestly, some of those people should not be there. Honestly. You talk to some of these people and you ask yourself, is this the person who wants to be? I'm saying this very respectfully, any serious democracy. So I do feel that maybe there should be other means of scrutinizing these people, whether it's whether we get to the point where there is going to be a debate, and depending on those who perform to a certain level, and maybe there are public votes, and that if some people don't pass a certain threshold beyond the B40, beyond the have this and pay, because it appears, oh, I can be 40 and above, have money, and once I can show that I am here and there and I meet certain minutiae of requirements, I'm good to go. I feel, because it also reflects on the quality of leadership we have got, we are getting, and we will get. Do you get it? We've watered down leadership to the point where any Tom, Dick, and Harry, any Kwame Akosua and Mansa can say, I have the money. And we see them. I just don't, I'm stopping myself from Manu Bokiti from mentioning names. But some of them, both young and old, and some of the things they say and everything, how did these people get on the ballot? I don't know.
But that's also what I call the beauty of democracy, right? One person, one vote. We've set some basic, but from what you're saying, it would then mean that we would have to change the qualification criteria.
Some other things will have to be.
Right, but until then, the rules that we have in place has some basic, and then you leave it up to the voters to decide.
Yeah.
Right? So whether it's 10, 15, 20 candidates, it's you treat it as a political marketplace, and the voters would weed through.
I don't like the sound of that, though. Political marketplace. It's like anyone could. But if you look at the Nigerian example, I mean, look at their population and everything. Even they are still able to whittle it down. Our population vis-a-vis theirs, and you look at our numbers, there's something wrong somewhere.
In your expert opinion, do you think we need to be reviewing the criteria so that we can also cut down the numbers? Do you think we need to review that?
And it's not necessarily cutting down for the sake of cutting down.
Right? Yeah,
it's about quality over quantity.
But that is where I also say that the quality issue and who we believe is best fit to lead the country is one that you would have to let the political marketplace decide, right? So we've set some basic criteria on how you get to be qualified to be placed on the ballot. And the question of whether you are the most qualified, whether you have the, the real substance, quality to be Ghana's president or to be a member of parliament, you throw that back and let that question be settled by the voters. I would feel very uncomfortable to let some bureaucrat or some administrative person in an institution try and make that decision of determining who is.
I think Parliament would have
quality.
to play a role in some such thing, and then our laws would have to reflect it. But another thing that would have to go in tandem with that to make it work would also be to ensure that political party funding is properly regulated, so that all these, because why is it that some of these people are able to come to the forefront and even get there? They are being sponsored by other parties, whether lobbyists, whether terrorists, we don't know, and whether NDC or NPP, we don't know. If you're able to cut those sources where people are not able to funnel through, you have to show where did you get your funding from. Like in the US, every cent is scrutinized. Some of these will naturally fall off, because we do know a lot of them are propped up by these parties just to go and water down. And you would see that, oh, if it is from this end and they know that, oh, my other side is has a stronghold here, they make them strong there to go and water down the votes and you know, the other way around as well.
But we also do have laws around political party financing.
Are they biting? They literally
don't. That is, yes, that's the key thing. It's the implementation and the enforcement of it. But
not virtually, they literally don't.
Yes, because there are rules around who can contribute to a political party, to a campaign, who can't. There are requirements for publishing annually your audited accounts that shows your assets, liabilities, where your money is coming from, and all of that. One time, an idea that I toyed with was that, what if the Electoral Commission, in the certification process of candidates, whether for president or for MP, right, that if you don't come with that audited finance statement that shows exactly where the funds are coming from, that you get disqualified from being placed on the ballot.
Maybe right from the start.
Yes, for me, that would be a strong enforcement tool of that provision that requires political parties to be very transparent in their party.
The question, though, does the EC have those powers?
Well, since they are the regulatory body over elections and the parties, I think they can read into...
But I think it's something that could be tricky.
Yes, that's true.
In fact, if we're able to implement it, there will be another way to cut down the numbers.
Yeah.
Let's do your paper now.
So the Daily Guide, Majority Caucus triggers Parliamentary call. I think we've delved into that, so maybe we'll not spend too much time there. Pastors, Chief defend Baumia. 2024 elections, NPP exposes NDC plot. And Next Gen Infraco CEO found, that's according to the police. Now that I mentioned the police, I just have to bring this in. Why, Ghana Police, have we not heard anything from you on the back of what happened recently to Erastus, Asare, Donko, and the rest of our team? Ghana Police Service, unless one of you has seen something, I have not. Why is there no reaction, Ghana Police Service, on Erastus, Asare, Donko, and everything that has happened? Why?
I thought that some arrests have been made. 3 arrests
I
have
mean,
been made. And
officially,
the IGP is actually involved.
Officially.
Okay.
Officially.
The statement.
Nothing.
Okay.
I'm not talking about the, you know, it's like when in the Ashanti region, some 7 youth also, do you remember that story? Were killed. And then, you know, there were reactions. The police put out a statement. Eventually, it took, what, a year or 2? And then there was some compensation, though technically you can't compensate for human life. But my point is the rapidity with which, the rapidness with which the Ghana Police Service, like in this Next Gen Infraco case, then a statement is out. With Democracy Hub, a statement is out. Why have we not? Because those things also play a role in putting out that it's not just whatever counter or backdoor moves. We stand by something. We have seen something, and this is what we... Why?
And especially on this...
and the presidency, in fact, more on the presidency, the Ghana Police Service, more on the presidency.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything from the presidency reacting to this issue?
No, not as of yesterday when I was checking on the news. And again, given the nature of this fight against galamsey and the risk that media persons such as Erastus are going through to highlight the issue, it raises that other part of the fight against galamsey, which is the security of those who are even trying to shine light on that. But as Sweetie was saying, I recall a news story about some arrests.
I'm looking at it right now, in fact. 3 arrests.
Yes, 3 arrests and further investigations into the matter.
Well, let's hope something, because, I mean, I've been thinking about that issue, and it just sickens me. You can be, and you know, there was a point where Erastus talks about the fact that he has a man, married, children, family, and when they said they were not going to the next village and they were diverting somewhere, imagine, and he says it, they're taking you somewhere you don't know. Galamsey pits all around. I mean, if something happens to you and they dump you somewhere,
nobody would know, nobody would find you. That's, I mean...
Just for doing your job.
Yes, and that for me is also what is commendable about the work that he is doing, which is knowing all of the risk and still, you know, putting himself and his team out there just to bring attention to this issue that the consequences would not discriminate among citizens. Everybody would suffer if if galamsey ends up wreaking the kind of havoc that we are already seeing. It's not going to discriminate. It's not going to say that because person A lives here or person B belongs to this political party, when the water is polluted and is being pumped into our homes, the water is sort of going to diverge at certain points and you get the clean part and somebody else gets the... Yeah, but for me, how we respond to this situation hopefully would give Erastus and his team the confidence that they are just not alone in trying to shine light on this. Because the last thing you want is those who are also dedicated to the cause getting to a point of saying, what's the point? It doesn't even really matter anymore, right? You want more active, engaged, civic-minded citizens who dedicate themselves
to get on board.
Yeah.
And especially when you have one of them in the back saying, and whatever, and buying their wasso, and you don't hear government officially say anything about it. It paints a very horrifying picture. But Napo grabs 3 awards in the United States, and contesting future election doesn't result in vacant seat. Godfrey Abuadami, the AG, has also given his thoughts reacting to that motion in court, or that suit, by Afenyo Markin. I'll just tease out in less than a minute, very quickly, some of the issues. So page 3. The New Patriotic Party says it has uncovered a shocking document written by its rival, the NDC, detailing a sinister plot to disrupt government business through underhand tactics using its minority members of parliament. The communications director of the NPP, Richard Ehangba, told journalists at the party's HQ in Accra yesterday that the NPP had verified the document, which consisted of 11 chapters. It goes on and on. I've seen is it 50-something page document, 56 or so pages. So that is what they add there. He highlights several instances of the opposition's alleged plot to obstruct government's revenue, including the deliberate blocking of key measures such as the 2022 budget revenues proposal, the MDA fees and charges bill, e-levy, and more. And then, what's that? The New Patriotic Party's running mate, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, is a proud recipient of 3 different prestigious awards in the U.S., 3 influential NPP groups in the U.S., including the NPP USA branch, NPP USA Youth Wing, and USA NAPO Inspires, each presented different citations to him. Okay, so that's the story there. Other stories I don't think I can get into because of time. Let's quickly look at your headlines.
So the one that caught my attention is from the Political Digest, and it says, "We can't pretend there are no challenges with free SHS, NAPO." And there's a quote attributed to him which says, we do not and cannot pretend that challenges remain. They do. But we will continue to confront them boldly and honestly. No challenge is insurmountable, he stated, emphasizing the NPP's resolve to tackle existing obstacles within the education sector. And that headline caught my attention because if you look at the NCC report yesterday, education emerged as the #1 ranked issue on the minds of voters. Right. The good thing that the NCC also does is that on each of these sector issues, they ask specifically what should be the issue that needs to be addressed. And under education, the #1 specific issue was address challenges with the implementation of free SHS. Yeah. I found it to be very instructive in the sense that for now, the free SHS debate has been framed as who is for it, who is against it, who will keep it, who will cancel it, right? But from what the NCC is finding, you realize that on the minds of Ghanaians, the issue is not really who is against it or who is for it. There is a recognition that, yes, it is a good policy, but its implementation has come with challenges. And those challenges must be addressed. And so that's what really caught my attention from the Political Digest.
Okay. Would you like to look at the New Republic very quickly?
Yes.
So we head out.
Babin, one-man commando, dribbles Chief Justice, Jubilee House, and shuts down Parliament as Alexander Fenyo-Makin weeps on the sidelines. It's just interesting how this brouhaha is being, depicted and all of that. For me, though, again, while...
But you know the bottom of all of this, if I may? Disrespect.
Yeah.
You know why? Because it's like 3 juggernauts and the separation of powers points to it. The rule of law directs it as well. 3 juggernauts who are supposed to be on the same pegging, who start fighting. I'm Catholic, so we believe in the Trinity, 3 in 1, yet not 3 persons, 1. 3 persons in one God, okay? Imagine if, per our belief, you had the Father fighting with the Son,
and the Son fighting
with the Holy Spirit. I am more. No, equal. No one is lesser than the other. 3 persons, 1 God. But in this instance, you have, look at the bit about LGBTQ. Okay, so you want to tell us that you don't want to stick to the script anymore. You will not sign. You will also not give you are claiming there is some court. Okay, you want to play like that. I think it is those things that are creating these tensions among the 3, because it's like, you want to do that. But we can also find there are many ways of skinning unnecessary.
Right.
I agree. Unnecessary in Parliament, unnecessary with the executive, even sometimes unnecessary with the judiciary. But it's power play, ego.
And eventually, we have to find a way to come out of this in such a way that each of these 3 co-equal branches of government respects each other. That respect is not compromised. That independence is not compromised. On the substantive matter around this issue, which is what does 97(1)G and H actually mean? My hope is that whichever way the court comes down on those provisions, it will do it in such a way that it doesn't touch on parliamentary procedures and how Parliament goes about its business, right? It has to find a way to make that separation so that you preserve the independence of Parliament, allowing it to be masters of their own domain, whilst also you asserting your prerogative that as the highest court of the land, it is your job to interpret the Constitution. And they will have to find a really delicate balance to make sure that at the end of the day, our institutions still remain co-equal branches of government.
Poor souls, those of us who are the receiving end of this war. But that's the way we should wrap up. But do you have some final thoughts for us in about 20 seconds? We do have to wrap up.
No, I'm good.
Okay, great. So thank you so much for joining us on News Review. Benjamin, any final words, or should we just wrap it up?
That, of course, Dr. John Osai-Kwapong, we're grateful for your time.
My pleasure, anytime.
All right, stay with us because sports is coming up next with Muftan Abil Abdullahi.
myself at the home of Republic Bank, and there's something very interesting happening. Let's get into the training center. And this is a high-performance center that Republic Bank has put together especially for this year's Joy Sports Invitational Tournament. So I'm going to go around and have a look at what everybody else is doing. Okay. All right. This is some very special conditioning going on here. Okay, what is happening here as well?
Yeah, did you just see that we are coming for the win? The 4x100 relay. You see, my ladies, did you see how the baton went? It's going to be very, very smooth.
All right, so still touching base with the rest of the team, and I see something happening here. Okay. Well, wow.
I am already hit. This is Edmond. I am leading the tag of peace race. Watch out, I am ready with my team. I'm gonna pull you down in less than 60 seconds.
This is interesting. This is Republic Bank, and interesting things are happening here. Okay, what do we have here now?
Charlie, it'll be small, you watch out. Saturday with peace, I go bomb you for the unresting.
As you all know, October is Pink October. And then, have you ever seen a lady in heels playing penalty before? Watch me out. And you remember that penalty is power and placement.
Hey. Okay, what is happening here as well?
We are shaking the muscles. We are toning it down. Saturday, watch out.
This is something else here at Republic Bank. Hi.
Hi. So high tech, as you can see, at Republic Bank, everything is high tech.
I'm still touching base with the team at Republic Bank, and let me see what's happening here. Okay, so as part of the events that we'll be having on the day, there's the 5-kilometer race walk. I guess that's what you're taking part in.
Oh, yes. I am taking part in a 5-kilometer walk. I'm even surprised that multimedia made it 5 kilometers. I wanted like 20 kilometers. Then I can walk briskly and show you what the Republic Bank we have. Vim, watch out for these frames. I'm going to take medals upon medals. So watch out. Vim.
Wow. This is amazing. So, okay. So what? You're now gathering. The sound of that. But have you noticed something? It's an all-male ensemble. Where are the ladies?
Charlie, the ladies.
Tell me about
the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
The ladies. They make you not go there at all. The ladies have been come 500 kilometers away from the guys. And there is a reason. You know, all these penalty kicks, all this swimming, all these ladies fight aside and all they do. We have specially come them. And we have a strategy. We are not seeing them because we don't want anybody to see them. By the time they come out and unleash their strategy, challenge them, tell them for being the top. Wow. You know, one other thing. You know, there's this MD5, the penalties.
Yeah, the CEO's penalties.
You know, in Ghana, the whole of the MDs, it is only Zenith Bank that the name of our MD has 5 syllables. Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
It is not just an accident. On Wu Zu Ro Bo. And you know, the penalty kick, how many are we going to take?
5.
5 on Wu Zo Ro Bo. So for the penalty, don't go there. To speak now, have invited a foreign coach just to see the tactics that we want to put forward. So watch out. Just watch out for Zenith Bank.
All right. So one final time, Zenith Bank. In your best interest. Zenith Bank. In your best interest. Joy Sports Invitational Tournament. Play for peace. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Hey! Hey! Arames Bako! Hey! Hey! Arames Bako! Arames Bako! Wanna beba, wanna beba, wanna beba, wanna beba, yes, no. Wow. In fact, we win. That, a lot of companies are bragging about what they will do and what they will win and all that. But it's been because in the past, Aramex has not been part of this program. But this time around, Aramex is around. And we have camped our football team far away in Spain for over 5 months. You understand? Now, our table tennis team have been training in China. They went to China. From China, they went to China. From China, they went to Korea and came to Japan. As I'm talking to you now, they are on their way coming. They're on their way coming. By Friday night, they'll be here. They'll pass through Dubai, and they will come. So tell the people who are bragging that they shouldn't. We are here this year. We are here. I hear there is something called how do you call it? Sack race. Oh, sack race. They shouldn't try. Where are our ladies? The sack race. Where are you? You see, sack race is something that some people have taken for granted. But I just want to tell you that sack race is a race that has a certain technique, that special technique that we use to do. And if you don't have that technique, you just jump into the sack and just run and fall down. But our team, we have had a special coach for that sack race. And I'm promising you, what is coming, they should just pack their way. They should just pack.
As our slogan says, we don't talk much. This is our maiden edition. But we are here to take the entire, teams down. We don't even know where they are even coming. They should come and support us so that we can take the trophies. So they should get ready for us. We are coming to take all the trophies. They should come and support us with more Jama rather. Yes.
We quiet, don't be silly. We are the famous big
The atmosphere is incredible. It's incredible. I'm wondering where you ate this morning.
Oh, you know, here in the Minerals Commission, we are passionate about whatever we do, and we translate it into the field. So you would experience, you know, a lot of things out there on Saturday.
So how have you been preparing for this?
Well, even though we got the news late and we came on board rather late, we want to assure you that we are well prepared. You know, Minerals Commission, being the regulator of the mining industry, we are coming to play engineering football. Yeah, we are coming to play engineering soccer, and you see how we will maneuver. Look, we have been hearing the boasting of Joy FM on air. Please go and tell Evans that our team of our video analysts have monitored whatever Joy FM and multimedia are doing, and we have antidote for you. Look, the fact that we have come late, we just arrived. You know the Spanish Barcelona team. We were with them, the ex-Barcelona players. We have an event on next month. We were training with them. So we just arrived. And we want to demonstrate to Ghana that we are not just boasting.
You know whatever Minerals Committee turns into gold. And our players are well trained. They are on point. The boots are golden. So watch out for us. In fact, the gold that you are going to share there, we are going to provide it free of charge.
The gold is coming to the gold house. You see, it is the Barcelona for me. It is the Barcelona for me. In fact, we have many events. So which of these events do you think your team is ready to win, or you're winning all?
You know, just take a look at the caliber of stars you see around here. Our CEO is prepared for the CEO penalty kicks. In fact, he can kick a penalty from the one end of the pole to the other and score. Unprecedented.
Tactical play.
Our CEO, Mr. Martin Kweku AEC, is ready for the CEO penalty kicks. We have international swimmers who paired with Michael Phelps, and they have their own records. In fact, Erasmus Anum is going to mesmerize anybody who competing on the swimming contest. Yes, when it comes to football, like we have demonstrated, we are ready, ever ready. Look, even if you bring Ampe, Tumatu, Pilolo, we will conquer everything. Yes, we are ready.
Wow, round of applause, round of applause. Wow. This is amazing. Look, big question. MPA, where do you get your energy from?
Naturally, we are born to deliver. So any competition that the MPA is there, expect fireworks from us. Yes. Yes, Mr. You are here to take our words. And let me tell you, our deputy CEO, Mr. Perry, happens to be the former deputy sports minister. So, the CEO, the CEO himself, Dr. Mustafa Abdelhamid. Yes, our background checks unfolded that the Medina AstroTurf, the CEO played a major role in the construction of that pitch. Wow. So it tells a story that everything sports, once these two guys are around, be expecting fireworks from them.
No, I'm told that MPA always delivers and you show big time at such events. I'm told that previous events have seen you show very strong. Tell me about that.
Yes, there was an event at Akuse, the Energy Games. MPA was there. We did the unthinkable. The track records are there. Let's go to Legon. Yes. Let's go to Legon, the platinum event. Yes, we went there, and then the result was there for everybody to show. So it is not jibe we are throwing at, Green Ghana too, we did the unthinkable. So this tournament, you guys should be expecting fireworks from the MPA team.
So some of the teams say they are employing coaches from Europe. Some say now there's a tussle over who really is being trained by Pep Guardiola. Some say, Adansi Travel say they have his passport, okay? Labadi Beach Hotel say they are keeping him in one of their suites, their presidential suite. So what is happening in the system? What are you guys doing and what is your strategy?
You see, when you are born to kill an elephant, you don't hurt yourself chasing lizards.
On that note, from NPA, I think this is silencing everybody. I can't say anything extra.
We are coming, yo, 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 yo. We are coming, we are coming. Any challenger, no challenger. Any challenger, no challenger.
Welcome back. Let's start a series of conversations this morning from the agricultural sector. You know that Ghana is facing significant challenges with youth unemployment, underemployment, and poverty. But agriculture can be the game changer. We've had many resource persons tell us that agriculture could be and is the backbone of our economy. But are we actually utilizing all of this? With over 2 million young people idle and lacking education, skills, or jobs, and about 60% of the population under 19 years old, targeted programs and initiatives are crucial to change the status quo. Which brings us to the Ghana Youth Agriculture Summit 2024. In the studio with me to discuss this further is Evans Chiremensa, and he's the convener. Evans, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So we know that agriculture could be the savior for an ailing economy, right? Mm-hmm. But you tell us what you do and why this is important for us to even discuss this morning.
Thank you very much. Yes, agric has become the mainstay of the economy. And then also, if we look at the world around us today, food has become the biggest need of man. Mm. And in the next years ahead of us, there's going to be a food crisis. Even now we are experiencing some shortages of food across the globe. even in Africa, we are experiencing food hunger. We have about 640 million people that go to bed without food. And that tells you the reason why we need to really build a very strong advocacy for people to go into food production. And then I believe that if we're able to do it right, there are many, many, many opportunities we can really get from agri.
Especially for young people.
Is
that what inspired you to do the Ghana Youth Agriculture Summit? And you say this is the third time you're doing this, but first in Ghana,
no,
right?
No, first in Ghana. So, I mean, I'm a farmer myself.
Right.
So based on what I did a couple of years ago, and then the opportunities that I saw in agri, I felt that, you know what, why don't I take it up and speak about it and get more young people to go into it, to also see the opportunities in it. And for me, I see it as a national assignment where I'm mobilizing young people to actually dispense their energies into profitable action. All right, because you see that some people, recently we had statistics that came out and said that about 2 million people are idle, not doing anything.
Neither in employment,
exactly.
Nor skills
so
training.
If these people who are doing nothing, okay, are someone who has very bad idea, okay, bad vision, get these guys to do, to get on the street, to actually, use their strength to do evil things. You can imagine what will happen.
Security.
All right. In the same manner, I am doing the opposite. I'm trying to get all these people to do the right thing, to harmonize their energies, to be able to build sustainable incomes for their lives.
So
and
just
that will
for clarity,
actually spur the growth of the economy.
What are you doing? Are you giving these young people the resources to go into farming? Are you broadening their horizon in terms of what agriculture is and the benefits they stand to gain? Exactly what are you doing with young people to to stand in the gaps that we have in terms of employment?
What I'm doing is that, number one, I am mobilizing them because the mobilization is very important. You need very strong leadership and inspiration to be able to mobilize people like that. And then also open their eyes, okay, bring their mindset, okay, shift their mind, their focus to see the value. Okay, people that look are many, but only few people can see. So we are trying to let them see the value and opportunities in the agribusiness. Number two, after the mobilization, we train them. And so far we have trained over 800 of them across the country. We've mobilized over 10,000, and trained 800. And then not only the training, after the training, you mentioned support, then we support them.
Right.
So we transition them from the training to actually getting to the field and working their hands with it and then making, income out of it and becoming better off after the training. So we mobilize, train, and then support. And I think that we've done quite some work.
I think it's great work you're doing. So mobilize, sort of reorient their mindset.
And that is very important.
Then, the reorientation is very important. And then you support them to succeed in agriculture.
Exactly.
You have some success stories to share with us?
Of course, we have.
Share one.
Yeah, so we have this young guy that we had last 2 years. He attended the summit, 19-year-old boy, and then decided that he wanted to do farming. Of course, I do cassava, so he was inspired to do cassava as well. And then we trained him, we supported him to get into the field. He did 1 acre cassava farm, and then he harvested the cassava. We got market for him. He made money, and now he's doing 3 acres. You get it? And I think that Joy knows even did a documentary on him before. We have another lady who did vegetables, and now she has plowed back the profit into the work. She's expanding. We have somebody who attended the summit, went into maize farming. Now he is processing the maize into corn chips, and selling and making money.
Adding value and making money.
Adding value. Yeah. So that is the impact we are talking about. We have women that we have supported. We give them assistance, financial assistance, to actually get cassava from the field from people who have planted, and then process it into gari and selling it to women from Accra, from Eastern region and other places, from Kumasi. And they are making an amazing, income from this. And taking care of their families, and having decent life. So that is the impact
Right.
we're talking about.
And this is happening tomorrow. The summit is happening tomorrow.
Yes, so the summit
Before
is
we talk
happening
about the
tomorrow.
details, you said this is the third time you're doing this.
Yeah.
When was the first and second?
The first and second happened in Kumasi at the KU University.
Okay, all
yes. And then the third one is happening here. But we have done another one in London in March. And then the idea was to actually connect with the diaspora communities to invest in agribusiness in Ghana to create sustainable jobs for the people and invigorate the rural economy. And we've done that.
Great. So now let's talk about the details of the event happening tomorrow. And the theme is transforming agriculture for sustainable growth through innovation, empowering youth, women, and climate action. That's a mouthful. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so what we believe is that if we are able to get agric, okay, at the forefront and get more people to get involved and use innovative ways of doing agric, okay, because young people want to do things in a new way. So new ideas, new concepts, how we can add value to our agriculture, how we can have sustainable income from it, how people can actually create jobs out of the agribusiness. And then don't forget, agriculture is not only farming, okay? Even though it starts from there, there are many entrepreneurial jobs and opportunities that people can actually capitalize on along the value chain to be able to create jobs. So we are saying that we want to actually position in such a way that it becomes the gateway for employment for the teeming youth in our country and beyond.
Let's put out the details out there. Time, venue, who can attend? Is it free? Are you selling tickets? Let's put all the details out there.
All right, so it's happening, go with it tomorrow.
Yes.
9 a.m. at the UPSA, University of Professional Studies Auditorium.
Yes.
We're going to have a very packed meeting. We have the Deputy Minister of Agric going to come. We have officials from GIZ also coming. We have officials from the UN coming. We have officials from MasterCard also coming. We have officials from AGRA, and then some international bodies also coming. We have students and youth across the country coming all the way from the north, western north, BA, OT, Cape Coast, Central region, Western region, Buahafu region, everywhere, including Ashanti region. And the idea is that we want Ghana to, and the young people to know that if we are able to actually see opportunities, we can actually see it. And that is my call.
Thank you so much, Evans Chairman, convener for the Ghana Youth Agriculture Summit 2024. I wish you the very best. Tomorrow, Friday, the 25th.
It's a free entry.
Free.
No, you don't take any money.
So just attend.
Just
and,
attend.
Get
and
knowledge,
be
skills,
exactly.
and support on how you can also, leverage agriculture to transform your life and the economy as a whole. All right. Thank you so much for coming to the studio.
Welcome.
And there's still a lot coming your way. We just started our conversations here on the AM show. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Before we get into our next belt of conversation, take note of this important information. Medicus Hospital is a modern healthcare facility built with your recovery in mind. Spacious wards built with your family in mind. A warm and caring pediatric unit built with your children in mind. We've assembled some of the brightest minds in medicine, led by Dr. Ya Osafo, the drive-time doctor, to serve you. And we offer general medical services as well as specialist services in plastic surgery, obstetrics and gynecology, child health, urology, psychiatry, and eye care. Additionally, we offer a comprehensive medical diagnostic service encompassing endoscopy, medical laboratory services, x-rays, and scans. There is also a 24-hour pharmacy that ensures you will always receive safe and affordable medicines. And we bring you the most powerful medicine of all time: simple human kindness and empathy. We take pride in holding ourselves to the highest attainable standards, and we accept all forms of payment, including from private health insurance companies. Where do you locate us? At number 10 Kinshaw Street, near Ashalebuche School Junction. Or you can simply call 0501-477-340. Or across all social media platforms, you can reach us at Medicas GH. Medicas Hospital, a place of healing. Now let's talk about the DPS International School. I won't be telling you more about it, but I have guests with me in the studio this morning. We have Mr. Nathaniel Dumashi. He's the IBP D coordinator, as well as Dr. Sima Nair, the principal of DPS International School. Lady and gentlemen, welcome to the program. I love the color on your lip. It's so bright and beautiful. But I want to start with you. You're the principal of DPS International. Tell us a little bit about your school.
2010, and it was established by Mr. Mukesh Takwani, who's the founder of the school. And he actually started the school with an interest to pay back to the society, because he has become a big man in Ghana, and he wanted to actually serve the society, and that is the vision of our school also, service beyond self. And we are a Cambridge school, as well as now, since 2022, we are also a IB World School. Yes.
That is fantastic. And I'm also reading that your school is a proud recipient of Outstanding International School of the Year 2023 for the 2023 National Customers' Choice Awards. How do you feel about that?
Oh, great. In fact, 2023 was an incredible year for us. We have won 3 prestigious awards in a row. One was this, the Outstanding School of the Year, then Excellence in International Education, and also the Exemplary Leadership in Education by Ghana Corporate Excellence Awards. So it was a wonderful year for us, 2023.
It's remarkable, really. But let me come to you, Nathaniel.
Yes.
As the IBPD coordinator, first you tell us a little bit about that, and then tell us what role you play in shaping mindsets or shaping these students who come to your school.
Okay, so the IBDP is the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program.
Right.
And I am the coordinator in DPSI International Ghana.
That means you are the leader for the pedagogies and know, the learning. Yes,
exactly.
Okay.
And so my role is to ensure that we develop and implement the approaches to teaching and learning skills, and to ensure that these skills are all kind of what imbibed into the school culture, the school ethos, the day-to-day activities of school. And so that is what I do. So with these approaches to teaching and learning skills, it's all about, thinking skills. We have to impart the ability of the, children thinking independently, creative thinking, and then also critical thinking.
Why is that important? I know that a lot of schools don't actually have leaders in terms of pedagogy approaches. If, in fact, course materials are, they just use what's available and all that. But you have someone who specializes in learning pedagogies. That is you.
Exactly.
Why is it important that you play the role you do at DPS?
Yes, this is an international program, and we are competing with, schools worldwide.
Yeah.
And so standards have been set. The IB program has got standards, and so we have to meet those standards. And we do that by training, going through professional development programs regularly on various categories. And so that is how come we are able to maintain that standards. Within our school.
What is your school known for, Doc? If you hear DPS, before we get into other parts of this conversation, what's the first thing that you think is in the minds of people? Is it your curriculum? Is it the values? Is it your ability to transform lives? What is it?
It's about the holistic development. Because for me, quality education is not just confined to the classroom teaching learning process. It's about giving students that freedom to innovate, to create, to experiment, to make mistakes and to again bounce back, and allowing them the freedom to think, to be independent thinkers. I'll tell you a small example, a group of students, we hold the science exhibitions every year, huge event. And I think it was year 2022, and the topic for the science exhibition was Sustainable Solutions for a Sustainable Future. And a group of students came to us and they said, ma'am, we have an innovative idea. I said, that itself is a great beginning.
It is.
You know? So they said that, ma'am, we have this. I said, just go ahead, because you are already great thinkers, and that is what is important. You won't believe, they created a drone with 20,200 revolutions per minute, unlike the conventional drone, which has just 100 and 200 revolutions per minute motors. So had the teachers would have given a set of instructions, you know, step 1, do this, step 2, do this, step 3, do this, maybe their creativity would have got killed. So I believe that, you know, that is what is important, for giving that students a sense of purpose. That allows them to give something creative.
Thank you so much for that. Mr. Nathaniel,
yes,
what would you be if you had something we call an elevator pitch, right? If you were to pitch to our audience right now why they should choose you as a school to bring their awards to, what would that be? Do that for me in 30 seconds.
Okay, so we allow our students to, you know, acquire so many skills, including research skills, through our extended essay program and then their internal assessments. They're able to be inquiring, when, you know, students, they inquire a lot. That's a kind of autonomous learning. And so they work on their own and they are able to be independent. And also we impart skills to them like communication skills.
Right.
We impart self-management skills and many other skills from the teacher's perspective as well. We help them to be, you know, social people. They acquire social skills.
Which
so
is important.
Very important.
Because any event or any activity or any process in our school, we believe that the 4 principles must be there compulsory. 4 C's: creativity, collaboration, critical thinking, and communication.
I like that. Creativity, collaboration, critical
thinking, and communication.
You have also been conferred upon, you are a big woman, Dr. Sima, an award for being one of the 10 most inspiring women leaders in education in India for the year 2022. So I'm eager to know from you, what are the strategies that you incorporate in building or in transferring whatever earned you that award from India here in Ghana? And then I'll come to you for your final word.
Okay.
Well, you see, being a leader for almost more than 2 decades now, the most important lesson that I've learned as a leader is the power of collaboration. That is what is necessary to build a strong, cohesive, effective team. I have 3 simple practices which I incorporate in my leadership. The one important thing is to allow teachers to take risks, to innovate, you know, and have an open and honest communication policy with them. That allows them to innovate, to create, and that indirectly leads to student outcomes.
Is it easy to implement these policies here in Ghana?
Oh, yes, very much. I've been here since 3 years now in the school. And yes, Mr. Nathaniel will definitely vouch for that.
Yeah, okay. Mr. Nathaniel, so tell us where the school is located, how to contact you, and if you have some final words, you can add that to it.
Okay, the school is located in Tema Community 25, where we are adjacent the Tema Thermal Plant, VRA. And so you can go to our school website and you see the addresses of the various leaders over there, and then also the contact people, the admissions office.
What's the website?
www.dpsghana.edu.gh.
Okay.
Yes, that's our address.
Is there a number to call?
Yes, the numbers are stated under the contact section on the website.
Also, for all information, just go to your website and you can get everything you need over there. Thank you so much. Any last words before we go, Dr. Sima?
Well, I would say that, first of all, thank you for inviting us over here. And we are very pleased to be here. And with respect to DPS International Ghana, I think it's one of the best schools in Tema. So for people staying in and around Tema, I think you must once come in and have a survey of the school, and we will be pleased to attend to you.
Okay, so it's open. You can just walk in and look around for yourself, interact with the teachers, the principal, and the students, with your permission.
Definitely.
To do an assessment or whether or not you want your ward to be there. But I think it's a good place to go. Mr. Nathaniel Dumasi is the IBPD coordinator for DPS International. Dr. Simone is principal of DPS International School, Ghana. Thank you so much for joining us for breakfast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And that's the end for this one. There's still a lot coming, but Ghana, get ready for the biggest giveaway from Syntex Tank. Syntex is giving away free water, and they are visiting 15 communities. And it's simply to say thank you, Ghana, for making us the #1. Syntex was the first to introduce double-layer inner tanks and inner white layer for tanks in Ghana. So when it's not Syntex, forget about it. Now, if you're a community and you want to benefit from the Syntex free water giveaway, simply nominate your community. And you can nominate them across all social media platforms. And the more you nominate, the better your chances of getting Syntex to visit your community. Syntex, tough, strong. Not be any tank be tanko. Syntex tank be the correct tank. We'll be right back with more. You're still watching the AM show on Joy News. Now, in 1990, Ghana began the implementation of policies and programs aimed at increasing the consumption of LPG and reduce the growing deforestation. By 2021, however, Ghana's energy policy targeted 50% LPG market penetration by 2030. However, many have now resorted to the usage of charcoal. In this Joy News Hotline documentary, Gas to Charcoal, we tell you the stories of how consumers of LPG now prefer to use charcoal due to the high cost of LPG. Here is Gas to Charcoal.
By 2030. This documentary delves into the impact of these initiatives, which were designed to increase the adoption of LPG and encourage Ghanaians to transition away from wood fuels. As the world strives to combat deforestation and climate change, these efforts play a crucial role in fostering sustainable energy practices in Ghana. It is a sunny Friday afternoon here at Dromankese in the Nkranza North District. The people here are mostly traders and farmers. In this village, many of the communities around, the residents have for many years made a living out of a business very inimical to the fight against climate change. Here is DJ, as he likes to be called by his folks. He is a charcoal producer.
Already I'm a Sammy will be the mention fast as can answer Cotogas, Bassamania Nimamino. Abrami should be in a gas, a bebwame dear, but Messandi says can I be a gas and some cotono. Messandia, for instance, says me BDC. Why do you say one uncle hold the intimate as offer by day? Offer Librani or Bababwa. Into example, gas and 2050 CD. Na Bidino some Gusua na me kotogas no na me be yebidie na 50 cedi no a me dia kotogas na sen ka me de ma de ebeboa me no sa tem no ma nya no e ko ba sa na adwuma no so etisen na chi.
Charcoal production, its sale and transport is big business. There is even a driver association within the charcoal distribution value chain. Kamal is the spokesperson for the association and talks about the importance of charcoal to his community.
Bidie de nke besra ban say on shemu kenama because bidin there some good bidin adwuma come na bekunye bidin there omoto bidin pa but akwa say the common enye hanko a won tisi awiase afa na ba bia bidin adwuma na no moye enye hanko a ti bidin de omoto say bidin no ye de no aduana a difference we saying gas no because gas no the dona kase gas na aduane ana bufa so gudugudu bidie so de ebesisu kakra ansa na ti yehu se bidie no sisi ade kamemenya de anka bidie na yenkoso yenhyemu kenana se bidie no yenkoso a enya no mo.
However, after 30 years of advocacy and investments by the government and other stakeholders to ensure that people stop using food fuels for LPG, some people still prefer charcoal to LPG. Evans Ohenijan is the presiding member of the Nkranza North District Assembly. He explains how 50 cedis worth of charcoal can last him 1 month compared to spending 220 cedis to buy LPG, which lasts only 1 month.
For me, I use both gas and charcoal. Even comparatively, I use charcoal more than the gas itself. Because in my household, the gas I use, the type I use, anytime I go to fill, I spend about 220 Ghana cedis before I'll be able to fill it. Sometimes it doesn't even last for a month. The gas will finish. But the charcoal, right now, it is 50 Ghana cedis here. For 50 Ghana cedis a bag, I can use it for 3 weeks or sometimes 1 month. So you compare the two. I'm using one bag for a cost of 50 cedis for 1 month, and then 200 and maybe 50 Ghana cedis a gas for sometimes less than a month. You see that the gas is very expensive. So that's why I use both. So, but I even use the charcoal more than even the gas.
The cost of LPG on the market makes this push for people to use LPG instead of charcoal even harder. In Tamale, for example, some food sellers confirmed that it is no longer sustainable to cook meals with LPG.
Every day it's increasing. When you bought 200 somewhere last year, you can use it 5 to 1 week. But currently, you can fill it 300, and 4 days, 3 days, it will finish. So that forces us to use the firewood and the charcoal to prepare our food.
We're using the gas from the beginning, at least for 4 months. It was very expensive. When we buy 800, we use it within 7 days. It was costing us a lot. So for now, we decided to switch everything to charcoal.
A lot of the charcoal produced in the rural part of northern Ghana is transported to Accra. This woman in the Achimota market talks about the booming charcoal business.
The ama bebre to bi die ne se gas ne bo aye den ti sa na te da umbo to bi ti. Nti se gas ne kra bo ne kofom a ya na ma ye bi die ne to no so kofom kakra.
But why is LPG so expensive? The high cost of LPG, according to Gabi Kumi, who is the vice chairman of the Association of LPG Marketers, is due to the number of taxes on LPG.
There are three factors that account for the price increase of LPG. The first factor is the international price of the product. When the international price goes up, the local price follows suit. The second reason why the price of the product is going up is the performance of our cedi against the major currencies. If the cedi depreciates against the dollar, the price of LPG goes up in cedis. The third factor, and the most important factor, is government taxes and margins and levies on the product. And for us, that is the factor that we can control. One of the factors that can easily be controlled is the taxes and levies on the product. It's very difficult to control the cedi depreciation these days. As for international prices, we don't go there because that one we have absolutely no control. The two factors that we can control is the cedi depreciation, and the most important factor that we can't control is the government margins and levies on the product. And that is why our association consistently have called on government to remove taxes from LPG, because we believe it doesn't make sense to put taxes and levies on a product that government has set objective to increase its consumption. Ghana started from paying subsidies on the product. We moved to full cost recovery, and then now we have put taxes close to 20% on the product, taxes and levies and margins. And we have consistently called on government to remove all these, because if you compare us to even La Côte d'Ivoire, our neighboring country, La Côte d'Ivoire is paying subsidy on LPG to the tune of about 25%. And currently, Ghana's LPG price is one of the highest in the world. Globally, LPG is bought per kilo is bought at under $1. But in Ghana, we are above $1. And that is really pushing a lot of people from consuming the product.
This has led to a reduction in the market penetration. He says, although the acceptance of LPG in Ghana has been growing, especially within the urban centers, the growing trend saw a sharp decline last year.
The sales of LPG, demand for LPG, consumption of LPG in Ghana is on a serious decline. And things are getting worse. Like we always indicate, from 2021, sales of LPG has been declining. And it's getting worse these days in Ghana because the price of the product keep shooting up. Now we are buying LPG at on the average at about 15 cedis, 50 pesos. And this is a record high. We are now buying LPG between 15 and 16 cedis, and we've never bought a product at such a high rate in Ghana before. So this is really affecting sales. And indeed, figures our association have picked from the first quarter of this year indicate that consumption of LPG is still going down. If you compare the figures we picked for the first quarter, compare that to that of last year and the last 2 years, this year is the lowest, and we don't seem to see any recovery being done because the price of the product keep moving up. As I speak to you now, by 15th of this month, we expect price of LPG to shoot up again, and that will go be beyond 16 cedis per kilo. So basically, and this is a business that runs on volumes. Once you are not making the volumes, you expect that the LPG marketing companies are struggling.
So what is the National Petroleum Authority doing to increase the consumption of LPG? Obed Boache is in charge of gas commercial regulation.
We are also looking at discussing with the Ministry of Finance through the Ministry of Energy the possibility of considering some of the taxes and some of the margins on the LPG to see if we could either reposition some of them or we could remove some of them so that it gives relief to consumers. So yes, we are conscious of the drops in consumption, and we are working towards increasing consumption.
Let's talk about the taxes. You say you are having discussions with the Ministry of Finance and Energy.
Yes.
Have you reached those conversations?
Okay, so we have prepared a paper in which we've made certain positions, we've made certain proposals to be considered by the Ministry of Energy, which will then be forwarded to the Ministry of Finance.
So you, in effect, you're calling for a reduction in the taxes?
We are asking government to look at it so that we could see if we could reposition some of the taxes or if we could remove some of the taxes. I think we took the taxes of LPG, the margins of the subsidies of LPG some time ago, and then so there has not been any subsidies on LPG since then. But then we don't intend, our position is not to introduce subsidies, but rather look at how we could still reduce the price so that people can afford to use LPG.
Those who are convinced about the benefits of using LPG but are unable to fill their cylinders due to the high cost only buy in bits. In Techiman, these operators of LPG stations indicate that they continue to record low sales daily.
First of all, we have a price in gas. First, none of one form pa na ma put me patronize it. No motor go ba or fail it. Uboni bona no fail it. But I'm saying price I rise it into go out bar. Ubo price now I say I'm 100 cedis, I'm 50 cedi, I'm 20 cedi. Aha, ono na ma gas in it or no higher style. Go to better na will be or how bar. Maybe a Uber price maybe 100 cedis. So I say I'm 20 cedi. If it's a gas, never one higher than it.
Yeah, this time the federation of gas. This time because of the high cost of it. This time people are not buying it as we used to buy it. If someone comes, instead of filling it 220 cedis, the person probably may buy 50 cedis or 20 cedis. For him to get taken about 3-4 days, wait for his salary, he comes back, then he come and buy it again because this time the gas are very expensive. To be sincere, it's very expensive.
The situation is no different in Bolgatanga. These users of LPG express their frustration with the high prices. Although they have heard of the cylinder recirculation model, it is hard for most of them to understand how that will solve the problem of costs.
For example, normally sometimes I can buy and it will last for a month. And this time, like, you know, things change. So the gas price too is high. So when I come, the last time when I came, it was not up to 220 something cedi. But today when I came, the price has increased. So I don't have the money to add. So like if the government bring that policy that they are going to be filling cylinders so that you just come and take. What if you don't have the money to take the full one? What will you then do? So I don't think that will help.
Me, I don't think it will help. Like coming and then they will fill a cylinder and put it there for me to come and pick. I don't know whether it's the actual quantity I bought that they are putting inside or it's just something that they also did. I can come and buy 200 cedis. They'll fill 150. I wouldn't know that it's 150. And I'll pick and go. When I get home and it doesn't last, I'll come, maybe some of us will come and complain to the owners of the place that they are stealing our gas or what I came and bought, no, it wasn't up. That is it. And the prices too. It's not only about the cylinders, the prices too. That is it. If not, it will get to some time we will even be using firewood. It's not we wouldn't even come and buy gas, talking of cylinders, changing of cylinders. So it's the prices that they should also work on. That is more important. To me like this, I've started now using charcoal. My gas have finished long time, but because my money, it used to be 120. Today, when I came, it's 228. So they should help us with the prices.
In Wa, the operator of an LPG station and a consumer shares similar sentiments.
I'm the manager of Trinity Beyond Gas in Upper West. Nowadays, the sales are very low. Daily sales, you can't think of it. The tax component in the product is too high to the suppliers and to the consumer. So you can see when they come, just say I'm buying 20 cedis, just spot. In amount they have, that is what they are going to fill. But you can't just say that I'm filling full. No, we don't have it now. The recirculation model, the problem I've seen is like the way we talk. If they fill the cylinder and give it to you, and someone comes, it's already filled. You can't do anything about it. And they have priced it. Someone just came, oh, my gas got finished, I want to buy 20 cc. How are you going to do it? Because the cylinder is not like watermelon, whereby you can just cut it and give portion to it for the price that he wants or she wants. So that is also a problem.
Yeah, I've not been able to fill. Today, what I fill here is 80 Ghana cedis. If I bring my cylinder to fill, and it happens that I'm coming to put it down and pick one that I've been already filled by 120 Ghana cedis, which, for instance, I don't have 120 cedis now with me. So I have to fill 80 cedis. So if it happens that I'll come and it's like that, so what am I going to do? Meaning I'm going home with empty handles. So it will affect a lot.
The cylinder recirculation model seeks to ensure the refilling of cylinders in a safer way, as well as reduce accidents of gas filling points in communal and residential areas. The cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards. Under the CRM, it is the responsibility of LPG marketing companies to ensure that cylinders are in the best condition before it is handed over to customers. This includes checking for dents and replacing valves to avoid leakages. Although there has been some efforts to let the public understand how the cylinder recirculation model will operate, there are still more questions than answers. That is why Baba is asking how the operators of the system will ensure that people get the right quantity of gas they pay for in a cylinder.
This cylinder recirculation system is not going to be easy for us, we the sellers, not only in BB gas here, but with our other stations, our mother station, we have our neighboring stations in Tamale here. Someone will just stand in front of you, you fill his or his cylinder to her, and that fellow will accuse you, oh, you have cheated me. I said, but the machine is there reading. But that fellow just feel, no, you have cheated me, because like maybe the time you were feeling, he or her mind was somewhere. But all of a sudden you see, oh, this is the amount. You say, no, I didn't see how you feel it. You see, the other way, when they fill cylinder and bring, how can you explain to someone that the cylinder is full to capacity? So it's not going to be easy for us here.
So how does the National Petroleum Authority respond to these concerns?
In introducing the cylinder recirculation model, we were conscious of the fact that we didn't have to further burden the consumer in terms of the price of LPG. You rightfully mentioned that once you introduce bottling plant operations, that is a new cost that comes into the pricing. And so what we did is we started with a program, a tender program, so that the LPG, we import about 60% of the LPG we use in the country. And so what we did was we put all of our demand into one basket, and then we started a tender program that allowed, or it helped us to drop the premium on LPG by about $70 per metric ton. Previously, we used to get product supplied to us at a premium of 100, between 70, 100, and 120 sometimes. But then when we did the first tender, the premium dropped to, $30 per metric ton. And subsequent tenders we've done, we've achieved further reduction. So what that did, it was it helped us to introduce the bottling plant margin without having to add on to the cost, because we had made some savings with the premium that we dropped.
But there's been an introduction of a margin.
Yes.
So how different? You're saying that but there's been an introduction of a margin to deal with the recirculation, isn't it?
Yes. So we added about $80 per metric ton to the price buildup. But as I explained, we have achieved a drop in the premiums. The first tender, we achieved about $70 per metric ton. And the second premium, we've actually even achieved more. And so what I'm saying is, it sort of negates the savings we made in the tender program, sort of negates whatever we introduced.
When you say you've achieved a reduction in the premiums, what do you mean?
Okay, so when a supplier supplies LPG, the amounts they add on top as their premium or their charge for supplying LPG. So that is the premium. That's what I'm saying. At first, it used to be in the range of between 70 to 120. But when we did the tender, it dropped. So that charge that would have been placed on top of the price of the product had dropped up to $30 per metric ton. And so that savings of about $70 per metric ton we made allowed us to introduce the bottling plant and then cylinder investment margin without having to necessarily increase the price of our LPG.
Exactly. So the marketers today say that, well, the CRM bottling model margin, yes, they have to pass it on to us.
No, so as I explained, the CRM margin in itself did not cause the increase in the price of petroleum product.
But now that the price
that was absorbed by the savings made by the tender program.
Okay.
Yes.
As in those who are going to engage in the CRM.
Yes.
But how about those who are not engaged in it?
Okay, so the way we are implementing the whole structure is that it is placed at the supplies premium. So it covers all the volumes that we consume in the country.
Is it compulsory for everybody to undergo the CRM?
There's not compulsory. What we are saying is, we're starting with the CRM. Do you mean consumers? Are you talking about consumers or service providers?
Yes.
No. So we've asked that we are going to do this side by side as we start, which means you can still continue to go to your refilling station to buy gas into your cylinder, or when you see an exchange point, you can elect to go and then begin with the exchange of cylinders. And so we are not forcing anybody, or we are not, we are just educating people and then promoting the CRM as a better option.
Would you eventually face off people going to refill, or do we continue moving side by side?
Yes, we expect the side by side to go on for some time.
But how many?
We expect that eventually the cylinder recirculation model will take over, because once we recall, we get most of the cylinders that are in circulation and we put out the branded cylinders. Those will become the ones that we use going forward. Yes.
Have you considered those who buy in what we may term as stores?
Yes.
Because I've been going around the country. I see people saying, "Oh, I bought 30 cedis, 20 cedis." Yes. What happens to them?
Yes. So I usually explain that the reason why you go there with a 14.5 kg cylinder to buy, let's say, 3 kg worth or 5 kg worth, is because you have just one cylinder, or that is the size of the cylinder you have. And so anytime you need gas, irrespective of the quantity you need, you have to take that size over there. But under the cylinder recirculation model, there are several sizes. There's 3 kg, there's 6 kg, there's 12.5 kg, there's 14, 15 kg. And so once you bring a cylinder into the scheme, or once you register into the scheme, you are not tied to one side of a cylinder. If you bring a 14.5 kg today and you cannot afford a 14.5 kg, but you can afford gas for 6 kg, you pay for the gas, you take the 6 kg cylinder, and then you go to use. Once you exhaust it, you bring it back. If you want to pick a 3 kg, you pay for the 3 kg, and then you pick it to go and use. If it's the following month, you're expecting guests and you want to go back to your 14.5 kg, you pay for it and you pick it. So you see, now you're not tied to one size of a cylinder. And we believe with these different sizes of cylinders, as we go ahead, to become comfortable for people to use the different sizes of cylinders.
However, the vice chairman of the LPG Marketers Association disagrees. He says, but for the embargo on the construction of new stations, they will have addressed these concerns.
To be fair, cylinder recirculation can make the product more easily available than the current system. That would be a fair statement to make. But we believe that availability does not guarantee consumption. The fact that the product is available doesn't mean consumers will necessarily patronize it. We believe affordability is what really guarantees consumption. We believe that the consumer will always make a path to wherever the product is, so long as the product is affordable. See, if you are to take a survey in Ghana and ask LPG consumers how many people need LPG but they can't find it, I'm sure you'll get almost nobody saying that. But if you are to ask the question, that same question on affordability, and ask that how many people are able or not able to afford LPG, I'm sure you'll get a lot of people saying that it's because they are not consuming it because they can't afford it. I mean, we have almost 800 LPG stations in Ghana, and that spread is good enough to make the product available to whoever wants to buy the product. I mean, we are in Ghana, we import products from places like China, Europe, because we can afford it. Yeah, they are not available to us here in Ghana, but we can go to another continent and buy them and bring them down here because we can afford it. So once you make the product affordable, consumers will always look for it wherever we have the product is. MPA has rather put availability before affordability, and that is a problem. We believe affordability is the number one reason why LPG consumption is going down, but not availability. And secondly, since 2017, when we had the atomic explosion, government has put a ban on construction of new LPG stations. So the current system has the potential to make the product available to every hamlet in this country. Had it not been government, as at the time the ban was placed, we have over 121 LPG stations across the country which were under various stages of construction. And these stations have not been allowed to even complete and operate. People have sunk, at the time we got a consultant to put the figures together, about between $10 to $12 million have been sunk on the ground. And as we speak now, it's just a few of them that has been able to allow. All these investment have gone down the drain. So the current system has what it takes to really make the product available. Had it not been the ban, which was placed in about 7 years now, I'm sure by this time the LPG outlets would have crossed 1,000. Would have crossed 1,000 outlets by now. But be it as it may, the 800 that we have in the system are capable of making the product available to wherever consumers are.
The continued reliance on wood fuels and charcoal in Ghana presents significant challenges to both public health and the environment. The widespread use of these traditional energy sources contributes to deforestation, greenhouse gas emissions, and indoor air pollution, posing serious risks to the well-being of communities and the planet. The successful implementation of the cylinder recirculation model in Ghana requires a collaborative effort from government agencies and private sector partners like the LPG Marketers Association and the public. Through education, investment, and sustained commitment, Ghana can transition towards a more sustainable energy future that prioritizes its people's well-being and the protection of its natural resources. This shift is not just an opportunity, but a necessity, as the choices we make today will shape the world we leave for future generations.
You're still watching the AM show on Joy News. Now, in a move to inspire environmental sustainability, combat climate change, and promote wildlife conservation through the powerful medium of film, Joy News, in partnership with the Climate Development Knowledge Network and the Green Film Festival, proudly presents the 2024 edition of the Green Film Festival. Now, this year's festival is themed Stories Spark Change and will take place from tomorrow, that's the 25th of October, to Saturday, 26th October 2024 at Legon Botanical Gardens. Now, in the studio with me this morning to put this in perspective, shine more light on it, is Isaac Abua. He is the festival director. Isaac, it's good to have you in the studio.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So, film, creativity, action. Tell us a little bit about that.
Those three things are key components of how we live our life. I think everyone in a while, we all go to the movies, watch a film here and there. But I think that while films are for enjoyment, they should also have purpose. And one of the most pressing issues of our time is the climate crisis, which is a global climate crisis. But Ghana, more specifically, in the past few weeks, we've seen how people have hit the streets, for example, in campaigning against galamsey, which has direct effects on the impact of our environment. And so we're bringing these core issues pioneered by exciting filmmakers all over the world who are showcasing their short films over the 2-day period of the Green Film Festival. So it's a 2-day period. First day, masterclasses and exclusive opening ceremony featuring people in the CSO community, the media film, and the creative community. And then the second day, there's a bunch of screenings from all over the world. So we have 44 short films that are coming from 25 countries. We actually receive 1,804 films globally, and we screen them to this. So you should be expecting very great short films, both animation and different formats, that are showcasing and highlighting the challenges that are happening all over the world with respect to climate change, and the pioneers that are helping to solve those issues, and how we can importantly ask institutions and government to step up and do better.
Something you just said, that in as much as film is for enjoyment, it can be used for other purposes. So highlights the significance of storytelling in driving environmental sustainability and social change.
I think it's all about start from awareness. People need to know what is happening, and people also need to be inspired to take action. And that is the journey of film. Basically, you watch a film and you love it, and it becomes how you view the world. It inspires you to take action, or it helps you interpret the world in new ways or change your perspective. And I think, Joy, for example, you've been doing a great job at that. You have been platforming the stories that are happening in different places in Ada, the climate displacement.
In fact, we have a climate focus series.
Exactly. So these are ways where we inform the public about it. And so when you take stories like that, you continually tell people that this is an important thing and we should focus on it, and then gets people to change actions. But apart from the small actions of individuals, the role of government is important to make sure that policies are changing, we pass bills that are necessary, that CSOs are inspired to do more in their work. And so this is the coalition of activities that film and storytelling bring. And this and many other things are things that we're going to do. So you say the climate focus series. So if you are a journalist, if you are a storyteller, if you're working at CSO, you shouldn't miss Joy FM and Joy News and CDKN's masterclass, which is happening tomorrow, which is about some of the stories that the climate focus series have been talking about and how we unpack them and how we're using TV to popularize climate storytelling. And so whether you are someone from a different network or someone who is a journalist or someone who's a storyteller, you can learn a lot about the expertise that Joy FM puts into that. But this is just one of the many masterclasses that we're having at the Green Film Festival.
Is this the first time you're doing this?
This is the pioneering event. This is the first time.
I think it's a fantastic idea.
Yes, so we're going to be having this. If you go to our website, which is accra.gffafrica.com, you'll see all about it. But again, we put Accra first because this is where we're from. But eventually, this is an Pan-African movement. So we're building Africa's biggest community of climate storytellers, of filmmakers, of documentarians that are focusing on climate storytelling. It's also important I highlight that this year we're focusing on 5 teams that our film selections were from. These are all teams that are very crucial to the climate existential crisis. So we have food, which talks about everything with food security, changes our weather patterns, changes in how the world has been from a weather climate perspective, affects crop yield, etc. And so those are the conversations that go under food. We have wildlife conservation, which I think most of us already know about. We have biodiversity, which is about the balance in nature of living things. And then we have climate displacement, and which is one of the core works that, for example, the International Organization for Migration, IOM, focuses on. And so shout out for IOM, who have been also helping us in that regard. We're having films globally that are talking about that. And so we have all of these different varieties of themes that we're bringing. So you see your usual short film festival. It's talking about exciting things, but you don't get a mix of a lot of purpose.
This is purpose-driven.
And on focus on one
another. Small purpose.
Exactly.
I like that. Before we go, so there's an argument I was having with a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine. And he says that the climate changes every 50 years. So whatever we're experiencing, what we're seeing, in fact, my introduction to climate change was in primary school or junior high school when we learned about ozone layer depletion, greenhouse effects, carbon emission and all that. And the argument is that the climate changes every 50 years. So really, what's all this ruckus about? So that's the question I'm posing to you.
So the state of our universe is going to change and is going to evolve with time. The question has been that how do we worsen it and at what rate do we worsen it? So there's something called keeping the 1.5 alive, which is a goal of making sure that the temperature of the world doesn't increase beyond a certain warming.
Else
our
activities, we all burn.
Exactly. So the temperature of the world, the climate of the world will change. How fast do we want to enable that depletion depends on what you and I and institutions continue to do. So there's no doubt about that. But is it going to get worse? And how worse is it going to get? How fast? That depends on our collective actions. So if we decide that we're going to burn fossil fuels at a very high rate, at an overly alarming rate, then we're going to continue to see rising sea levels that are going to cause a lot of flooding, depletion of people's livelihood. And I don't think that's what we want as a collective society. And there are a lot of myriad effects that affect us collectively. And we think that by using film, we can show light on this. And as the years go by, we're going to be tackling different aspects. One more thing is that if you attend one of our festival masterclasses, which is focused on the art of climate storytelling across different cultures, you may have the opportunity to win $500 to show your films. Because eventually, we want to encourage new filmmakers, new storytellers. So yeah, I think it's a exciting opportunity, Legon Botanical Gardens, tomorrow for the masterclass and opening ceremony, and on Friday. Please, wherever you are, sign up, go to our website, accra.gffa.com, and become part of it.
Do you have to sign up to participate?
Yes, you have to sign up to participate, but it's free.
Okay.
It's a free event.
So you don't pay anything. Just log on to your website, please put that again.
accra.gffafrica.com.
Isaac Abua, thank you so much. So what I take from all this is that there's the natural climate change and effects of it that we have no control over. Exactly. And then there's the artificial one caused by human action or inaction, which is like the emissions of carbon and all that into the atmosphere. Thank you. This is an important cause.
Thank you very much.
All right. So Isaac Abua is Festival Director for Film Creativity Action. It's a film festival focusing on putting climate change in perspective. How can you contribute to mitigating the effects of climate change? Make a date tomorrow, Friday, at the Legon Botanical Gardens, but register to participate. Thank you so much for joining us. There's still a lot more coming your way on the AM show. We'll be right back after this break. Benjamin Akakwo joins us, my special guest this morning. Benjamin, give us your 2 minutes take on on matters arising.
Please, I don't want to get involved in any of this. All I know is that the Joy Sports Invitational is coming up. What sports did you play in school?
I played football. I played number 2. If I was either in the goalpost or I played number 2, defense.
You were a defender?
Yes. And I was so fat, I had cheeks. When you're coming and I'm in the post, you not.
Why you hearing? No, we do not. Ball stopper.
You grow.
But tell us a bit about the Joy Sports Invitational.
Well,
it's about to go down. Tell us about it.
After a 4-year hiatus, it is back, bigger, better. This is a Joy Sports Invitational tournament, and it's making its much anticipated return, ready to ignite the passion of corporate sports enthusiasts across Ghana. Now, from dazzling display of corporate colors to electrifying energy of non-stop cheering to the CEO's penalty shootout. I think that's the one that everyone is anticipating, really. Who CEO go fit beats who CEO? There's also the men's football competition, women's penalty shootout, mixed 4x100 meter relay, basketball shooting. Did you play basketball, Benjamin?
A bit.
Yeah, you look like someone who'd play basketball. And there's mixed relay, so many sports and activities, lime and spoon relay, Scrabble, arm wrestling, and many more. And it's happening on Saturday at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. Benjamin is going to add more to that. Because we are going there.
We're looking forward to it. I want to, like you said, the CEO's penalty shootout. That's what we're looking forward to. But before we head over, some people to celebrate. Alberta Osei. Today is your birthday. She is my niece, one of my favorite nieces, Alberta Osei. Happy birthday to you. Keep being good, keep winning laurels, and God lift you up. God bless you.
Oh.
I know you have more messages.
Yes.
Which one would you give us before?
Dorcas Abedu Kennedy from myjoyonline.com. Thank you so much for all the beautiful
adomonline.com.
stories. Adomonline.com. For all the stories you put out for us. It's your birthday. We celebrate you. And also a belated birthday to Loretta, a.k.a. Buddy. But let's take you back to where the Joy Sports Invitational Tournament launch is happening right now. Benjamin?
They say luck is everywhere, and they are one of our very proud sponsors, the luckiest. We'll say a very big welcome to our friends who say to us that they, are going to bring pilots to do Jama. I don't know how that works. Magdan Group. Also, to our friends who have been very colorful, they have a very big factory on the Adenta Dodowa stretch, Piva Beverages. And Piva Beverages, as you can see, have a very different way of acknowledging their cheers. All right, so let's also say a very big welcome to our friends from Team Yomi Yogurt. And then to our friends from the Minerals Commission, you're welcome.
Noise makers.
Also, former winners of the Team Spirit Award. The former winners of the Team Spirit Award. I'm talking about Zenith Bank. Very, very interesting, isn't it? Okay, so the NPA are also here with us. National Petroleum Authority, please put your hands together. BECE Bank, put your hands together. Ideal Air Services Limited, and Republic Bank. Republic Bank. Also, would like to say a very big welcome to, our friends from home. We're at the Multimedia Complex, and would have to also say hello to everyone. Multimedia, Team Multimedia, the host. Well, we were able to pursue
there were some 2 last-minute entries, aren't there?
Exactly, yes. So I'm talking about Stanbic Bank. Now, Stanbic Bank
That's right.
are the very worthy first winners of the very first edition of the Joy Sports Invitational Tournament. They will surrender? I like the sound of that. And the feel and the atmosphere in the studio already tells you that, look, we are in for something.
And then our friends from Corsa Bright as well are joining us. So put our hands together for them. Last-minute entries every now and then.
Would like to quickly let's take a very quick word from our sponsors, Let's start with Yomi Yogurt, our friends from Yomi Yogurt. Hello to us. Hello to you as well.
Hello to everybody.
Go ahead. Please go ahead. Yes.
Hello to everybody.
Hello to you too.
This is Yomi, a quality product from Emigo Ghana Limited. And we said to you that get ready for us. We are coming for you. And we meant it when we said get ready. We are coming for you. We are coming with Yomi yogurt to nourish you. And then while you get the vitality, you would get the energy to face us.
All right. Let's go to Minerals Commission now. Minerals Commission, taking part and also representing themselves in a big way.
Yeah, hello to everyone. We are Minerals Commission, and as regulators of the mining industry, we are proud to be associated with this tournament. We are hoping that as debutants, we would be able to marshal the forces and use our engineering tactics to ensure that everything is done well. And here, we are not going to allow any form of illegal mining activity. And so we are going to ensure that we do the best and ensure that we carry the trophies home. And for all the gold winners, they need to come to us to seek approval before they can use any of those trophies. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And that will take us to Caveman Watches. Our friends from Caveman Watches here? Well, we'll talk to them later. Skechers. So our friends from Skechers here with us? Okay, so we'll talk to them later as well. We'll get a message from them later. Let's speak to Piva Beverages. Piva Beverages. Put your hands together for
All right, thank you so much. So all the brands they are bragging, So what is going to happen is that we are bringing the whole factory of Piva Beverages to you guys on Saturday. So if you want a tasty, refreshing, stuff to drink, look no further. Piva will be ready for you. We've come to stay, and we are going to take these cups away from all the other businesses and brands. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's now go to Magdan Group. Magdan Group, we want to say hi to you. Magdan Group.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. We as debutants, we want to stay low. We will lay low for you people. We are coming with a whole group of companies. So just imagine a whole group of companies.
How are the pilots doing, by the way?
Very strong and fit. Very strong and fit. In fact, Captain Solomon wanted me to wear their uniform here so that you know.
I see.
But we will reserve it for the D-Day.
All right, all right. Thank you, Magdan Group. So, Captain Solomon Kwedu was the first pilot who ran the, the Magdan Aviation private jet service, and he's the first pilot to have brought that very big Emirates aircraft, the Airbus A380 to Ghana. Yeah, so they'll be Sheen Jama. That's what we hear. Okay, let's go over to the luckiest. They say luck is everywhere.
Please mention our name once again.
The luckiest.
So we are in to do what? To distribute luck and create wealth for everything participating that very day.
That's right.
I mean, we come in with various things that associate with luck.
Yeah.
We're going to see the luck.
Yeah.
Samba ladies on the ground that very day.
I see.
A whole lot of things. I mean, just I mean, stick out and wait for the luck.
I see.
You're coming on.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're still live here on the Joy Prime channel, bringing you the much-awaited live draw for the much-awaited return of the Joy Sports Invitational Tournament on the corporate sports calendar. My name is Nathaniel Atto. I'm here ably supported by Fentu Tahiru. And our friends from Zenith Bank, they brought a very interesting story yesterday, just before we go for the draw. So their MD's name is 5 syllables, and they say the CEO's penalty shootout is 5 penalties.
That's right.
So it's a divine coincidence that their CEO is the only CEO in Ghana with 5 syllables.
Yes.
Onwuzurigbo.
That's right.
Onwuzurigbo. Charlie, what's your surname? Tahiru. All right, so we're live on Joy Prime and also on Joy News. Greetings to all of our friends who are also following our live streams on various social media platforms from around the world. This is the Joy Sports Invitational Tournament official draw. Now, I'll be handing over to, to Fentu Tahiru Fentu to bring us the rest of it as he introduces to us our head referee as well. Fentu,
Yes.
You know what? I need to go grab some. Okay, so I started off with some Yomi. You know,
Yes.
Yomi has some, yeah.
So you are...
Yeah, and then I'm going to wrap up.
I hope you are not
some
lactose
Piva.
intolerant.
Oh, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. As you can see, I'm fine.
Yomi yogurt,
Right,
don't worry. I'll give you the list of all the people who are lactose intolerant. Give them yogurt. By 9 a.m., they are all losing. Your stomach will start doing and then you win the competition. Anyway, so the draw is going to be simple. I would like to introduce referee Ashon, who will, of course, put your hands together for him. Referee Ashon and his team of referees, welcome. And his team of referees will be handling the football competition. Now, it's worth noting that we have as many as 15 disciplines. Not all of them, not every sporting discipline is structured in the manner of knockout or football. Some of them are races, and so it's not one person versus another person. So the ones that are 1v1 will all take the format of the draw of a football competition today. So if we draw Yomi Yogurt against ARB Apex Bank in the football competition, that draw will hold for the tag of peace. So the two of you go up against each other in that competition and in that order. Now, there are some sports that not everybody has signed up. In those instances, we will look at where or which team's partner has not signed up for that. We'll give you a bye to the next round. It's really that simple. For the football, so the draw will take a very simple format of a straight knockout. We're looking at something in excess of over 28 matches in one day. So we have to move as quickly as possible. We would have liked to have done a group stage draw so everybody gets to play multiple matches. Unfortunately, if we do that, we may never finish. So we're doing straight knockout. We're using 2 pitches, the training facility, what they call the warm-up track at the University of Ghana, and then the main stadium pitch. The two of them will have 2 football competitions going on simultaneously. That is so that to move as fast as possible. And I'll take you through what the schedule of events look like on the day. And so that it's clear, you know when your CEO has to come and all of that. So I'll take you through that very shortly. But also, very important that we point out that we're dealing... Okay, so the schedule is on our screen right now. I think it might be a little too small for you to see. So I'm just going to go through it since Muftau has decided to put it on there almost immediately. So what's going to happen is we'll start at 6 a.m. with the 5-kilometer race walk. Now, the 5-kilometer race walk will start at the University of Ghana Stadium. Because it's a walk, the earlier, the better. We'll do it in the morning. We start with it. So we start at the stadium, and then the route will go to onto, I think, Ekwafu Hall, that ran about 10, and climb up to the Commonwealth Hall and go around Commonwealth Hall, and then come down through the English department, and then we use the road going to the West Central, to the primary school, then we come down back to the stadium. That will be just 5 kilometers. And that walk in itself would also be one that engages all of us and allows all of us to fraternize and get to know each other. At the end of the walk, we will also have what you call the aerobic session to allow everybody, to warm down and what have you, so all the jumping around. And at the end of the walk, we want to have a lot of fun activities. And the Dusty and Lexus have been going at each other for the longest time about a grudge match in table tennis, so we'll have that at the end. And then we can start the main competition. We are aiming to start the football at exactly 9 a.m. and then we continue all the way till midday. Now, the football, like I said, we'll start at 9 a.m. for the first part and continue for 3 hours till midday. While that is happening, it's happening on both pitches. So while that is happening, we also have a lot of the board events going on, because football can be going on while somebody else is playing Ludo or chess, so it's okay. So between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m., we will have the football round 1, and then we'll have table tennis ongoing, volleyball ongoing, you have tennis ongoing, drafts, chess, Scrabble, e-sport ongoing, basketball free throw. All of them will be happening around the same time between 9 and 12 when the football is happening on both pitches. Now, then we'll break the football at 12 p.m. And then between 12 p.m. and 2 p.m., those 2 hours, that 2-hour block, that's when we are breaking the football because we want all eyes at one place. And that's when we'll have the CEO penalty kicks within that 2-hour block between 12 p.m. and then 2 p.m. During that time, too, we'll have a break for swimming. Swimming is just 50-meter dash, and that is just one race. That in itself wouldn't even last more than 15 minutes. And then we will also have the female penalty shootout after the CEO penalty shootout, or we'll reverse the order, the females first, and then the CEOs will come after that. So that is what we want to do during that 2-hour block between 12 p.m. and then 2 p.m. And then from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., we will resume the football, but on the pitch outside of the stadium, the training pitch. While on the main pitch, between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., we'll have the sack race on the main stadium pitch. We'll have the sack race, we'll have the lime and spoon there, we'll have the tag of peace, we'll have the arm wrestling competition, and we'll break for the arm wrestling competition. We need a lot of attention to that. And then we will have the football round 2, like I said, happening on the other pitch. And then from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., that's when we'll have the relays. So we are reserving the athletics competitions for evening when the weather is slightly. We don't want anybody to run a 50-meter dash hot afternoon and then come and start panting. So when the sun is down a little bit from 4 p.m., then we'll have the relay event, the 50-meter dash, the men's football final will then happen on the main stadium. Because by the time we come back between 4 and 6, we would have finished with the football all the way to the semi-final. We'll bring the final to the main stadium, and that will happen between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. After the relay events, the 50-meter dash, and all of those things, then we'll end up with our award ceremony, and we are aiming to be done by 6 p.m., and everybody can go home. So, but for those of you who are wondering what the walk route looks like, we've done a little animation of how the walk route looks like, and this is what it's like. Go and do the roundabout. Like I said, go all the way up, Commonwealth Hall, Great Hall, and come all the way back to the stadium. It's a really simple route, 5 kilometers, not that difficult. And then, so let's go over it again. This is the start point, University of Ghana Stadium. And then we go up, and do the roundabout in front of, I think, Kwafu Hall. Then we go up around Commonwealth Hall, just in front of the Great Hall, and come all the way back to the stadium. So I think it should be pretty simple and very straightforward for everybody, just 5 kilometers. All right, so we will share it on the platform so everybody else to, I will have people on the routes, and then we'll have water breaks, water points, and we'll share ribbons as well, so that nobody goes to hide somewhere and then jumps in at the end. And then, so that when you go to every point, you collect the ribbon. So when you come to the end of the race, you should have all of them in order to show that you have really gone through the entire course, and not go and hide here, then jump in here, then you come all the way there. Anyway, big shout out to Asedua as well. I'm wanting to show Asedua, you are shocked that I've discovered you. Let's put our hands together for her. The host here. Asedua will be there. Asedua, what event will you be doing? The microphone is there. Hey, see,
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Okay. Are we excited?
Yes.
October 26th. Okay, what I'll be doing? Lime and spoon. Simple, fe. Or
Yes. Lime and spoon is okay.
Lime and spoon
is okay. Look, when you start doing the lime and spoon, I just want to stand in front and see you run forward. That's all. There's no reason. Anyway, so okay. So, Referee Ashon, thank you for joining us. So the draw is simple. In one bowl, we have the names of all 28 teams who have signed up for the football. And in this bowl, we have numbered 1 all the way to 28. So, because it's a straight knockout, Referee Ashon will pick the name of the team, and then you will come and pick a number. When you pick a number, the number will determine your fixture. So we've arranged the fixtures in such a way that 1, if you pick 1, you play against the one who picks 2. 3 will play against 4, 5 against 6, all the way to 28. So we'll pick, and we'll call you to come and help with the draw. So he'll pick the name of a team. If they're here, you come and pick the number. If you're not, we'll pick it for you. And then after that, we'll read the full fixture list to everybody. Is that clear to everyone? Yes. Fantastic. All right. Then after that, on the day, we'll just divide the teams into 2. So half on this pitch, half on this pitch. For that one, it's not complicated. Yes. Referee Ashon. Yes. Minerals Commission.
Yes, I just want to find out, does it mean that the first and second teams that will be picked will be the first to play?
No.
So how do you then determine...
You mean the fixture list?
Yes, please.
As in who plays first?
Yes.
1 and 2. So the ones that pick 1 and 2, and it's pure luck. There's no way of determining that you pick 1.
You'll be the first to play.
You'll be the first to play. So what we'll do is 1 all the way to 14. We'll put them on one pitch. And then 15 to 28 on another pitch. So if you are 1 and 2 on one pitch, you play first. If you are 14 or 15 on the other one, you play on the other pitch first. So it's really
Thanks for the clarification.
Thank you very much. All right, so Referee Ashon.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm very ready.
Okay, fantastic. So let's start with the name of a team. Which team you pick out first? Please, let's go. All right. So we've done our own little... We don't have FIFA money, so... Please.
These are the numbers.
Okay, this one is the numbers, eh? All right, so you pick this one. All right, the team is here. I had it confused. Let me mix it. Thank you. All right, let's go. Let's see which team comes out first. All right, please show it to the camera. Stanbic Bank. Thank you. Is the Stanbic Bank rep here? No? All right, if he's not here,
so you
I will pick for them. Okay. So let's see what fixture they get. All right. Okay, somebody has, okay, there you go. Please put this inside here. Okay, now we go. So their number is 19. So let's put it down. That is number 19. We wonder who they will play, who they will get. But we've written their name down, Stanbic. I think 19 will play against 20, right? So whoever picks 20, that'll be the... Next up, it's Sewanano. Please come and pick your number. This way, face this way. All right, and then show it to the camera when you pick it. Let's see. Okay. Number 18. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. What team is next? So Sewanano goes into 18. All right. Kosa Bright. Are Kosa Bright here? Kosa Bright are not here, so we'll pick for them. Don't worry. Okay, so Kosa Bright. I'll keep mixing them up. We'll pick one number for you. Kosa Bright is 21. 21. Kosa Bright goes into 21. All right. Oh, the luckiest. Next up is the luckiest. Please come and pick your fixture. You can mix it. You can take one.
It's all about luck.
It's all about luck. It's all about luck.
That's all.
It's all about luck. Please show it to the camera. Number 7, the luckiest. CR7.
Yes.
The lucky number. Thank you. So the luckiest will go into 7. Our draw master is entering all the fixtures. Don't worry. When you're done, we'll read everybody's fixtures to them. Next up, Republic Bank. Okay, Republic Bank. Republic Bank are here with a very nice suit and tie. Please pick a number. Let's see what your fixture is. Let me dig down. You deep down. You are digging deep. Dig deep. Dig deep. 26. Please show it to the camera. Thank you. 26. Republic goes into 26. 26. Next up. Next up is Zenith Bank. Zenith Bank. Let's see what number you pick. Yes, please, from this. Show it to the camera. Number 27. Number 27. You play against whichever team picks number 28. That one is very obvious, isn't it? All right. Let's see which team is next. The multimedia group, Host Nation. Host Nation. As they do, if you pick a difficult fixture for us, we won't play. Please pick a number. That's right. Charm them.
Yeah, let me do my magic.
Yes, charm them. Chime them. So this is also live on Joy News, Joy Prime as well. We're streaming on social media too on YouTube. Azedua, please show the numbers to the camera. What did you pick? Number 6.
Oh, are you sure? Is it
She's wondering if it's 6 or 9. It's 6. So we'll play against luckiest, eh? Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, wow. You brought your money only to be beaten. Thank you. You're 7. Yes. All right. All right. So up next is Ideal Air. Ideal Air. Remember, we are live on Joy News as well. So this is simulcasting on Joy Prime and Joy News. So this is a big deal. Okay, it's a big deal. Ideal Air, number 8. Number 8. Number 8. Actually, I think number 8 will play against number 7, right? Luckiest. So Luckiest, you've dodged the bullet. You've dodged the multimedia group. You dodged the bullet. So congratulations on that. The two of you, Mufam Film, so Ideal Air and the Luckiest. Next up, Piva Beverages. Piva Beverages, who are proud sponsors alongside the Luckiest, of course. Let's see. Champion. What you will get is what you will get. What you will get is what you will get. What you will get is what you will get. We'll drink the drinks and they'll drink the goals. Number 17. All right. Thank you very much. Piva Beverages. After that, we'll read everybody's fixtures today. Don't worry. All right. Let's see who is next. All right. Who is next? Emigo Ghana. Emigo Ghana. Yomi Yogurts. Yomi Yogurts. All right. Yomi Yogurts. Let's see what fixture you get. Yomi Yogurts. Number 10. Isn't that amazing? Thank you. Thank you very much. You play against number 9. Nobody has picked number 9 yet. So we'll see who you play. All right. Next up. Next up is Minerals Commission, Noisemakers. Noisemakers. Proud sponsors of the Joy Sports Invitational.
I predicted this. I predicted this.
That you...
Yeah, we are going to pray. We are mixing...
the microphone, please. Give us the microphone. He wants to say something.
You know, I imagine how mixing gold with yogurt will be like. But we are not doing surface mining.
That's right.
We are doing underground mining. We are digging deep. Yes.
This is they are denying, you see. Number 3.
Yes.
Number 3. Number 3 will play against number 4. So your opponents haven't come yet. We'll see who you play against. Thank you very much. Asamoah will bring you luck, eh? Number 3. All right, who's up next? Let's see. National Insurance Commission, NIC. NIC. Let's see your opponents. Who you get next? Who do you get next? National Insurance Commission, number 24. Number 24. Okay, 24. I think 24 will play against 23, I believe. But we'll see. All right, National Insurance Commission, thank you very much. Up next is NPA, National Petroleum Authority. National Petroleum Authority. National Petroleum Authority. Regulators
of the downstream industry.
There you go. Don't increase our fuel prices, so that we can all go there in peace. Number 22, put your hands together for them. MPA, thank you. We'll tell you your opponents very shortly. Up next, let's see who's next. Jetlink. 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 Jetlink Flight Support Services. Up next to pick their opponents. Let's see which team. Which team don't you want to play? You don't want to play the host nation. Number 13. Put your hands together for him. 13 will play against 14. So, yes, here. 13 will play against 14. 13 will play against 14. All right, up next is Labadi Beach Hotel. Yeah. You're too comfortable sleeping while the rest are training because your beds are too comfortable.
You see?
That's the problem.
We've been training hard. So.
Let's see. You said you had Pep Guardiola, and then which other people said they had Pep Guardiola? Adanse, they said they have his passport.
No, they brought him.
Yes. And then,
but he's staying with us, so we have the benefits.
All right, number 25. Put your hands together for them. Labadi Beach Hotel. 25 will play against 26. 25 will play against 26. Did anyone pick 26 here? Not yet. There you go. So that's your opponent. Republic Bank. Labadi Beach versus Republic Bank. Up next, ARB Apex Bank. ARB Apex Bank. ARB Apex Bank. Yeah. Patrick, you are the one always talking on the WhatsApp group. Making plenty noise.
Over 144 rural banks behind us. Hey. We are winning all the trophies. I'm telling you. So let me pick my own.
Wow. Okay, let's see. Please bring me one of the microphones for the ones who come here and want to make noise. This is number 9. Please show it to the camera. Yes, 9. Number 9. Number 9 will play against number 10. Who picked 10? Yomi Yogo.
So it's a cool chop.
It's a cool chop. You have a microphone.
Don't be too sure of yourself.
UK this morning.
Listen to her. She said you are.
Don't be too sure of yourself. It's not about talk.
The rural banks are all behind us. Over 144 rural banks.
Yes.
They are all behind us.
Have you fed them yogurt though?
Oh, in fact, everything. Very prepared for us.
All right.
So please watch out. We'll finish you.
Your disgrace awaits you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Put your hands together for Jetlink. All right, up next. Let's see. Remember, we are streaming live on Joy News as well as Joy Prime, so this is a big deal. Premier Health Insurance. Premier Health Insurance. Premier Health Insurance. Wait, Premier Health Insurance. Okay, Premier Health Insurance are not here, so we will pick them. We will pick a number for them. Premier Health Insurance, number 28. Congratulations. They play against 27. Did anyone pick 27? There you go. Zenith Bank. Interesting one. Remember that the Joy Sports Invitational is proudly sponsored by McDown Group, Piva Beverages, of course, Caveman, Skechers. We also have Yomi Yogurt, Emigo Ghana, Luckiest, the Luckiest, and then, of course, Minerals Commission. Up next is IS Evolutions Consult. IS Evolutions Consult. Please pick your opponent. Number 4, put your hands together for them. Number 4 will play against number 3. Number 4 will play against number 3. Up next, PWAC. Is PWAC here? There you go. PWAC are here. We are on the home stretch now. PWAC, please pick your opponents. Let's see who you get. PWAC. 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 Number 15. Okay. Number 15. Well done. We'll show you your opponents very, very soon. I think 15 will play against 16. 15 will play against 16. Up next now. This is a live draw of the Joy Sports Invitational. Omni Basic Bank. Omni Basic Bank. Omni Basic here? No? They are neighbors just across the road. So we'll pick for them. We are good neighbors, so we'll pick for them. They get number 20. They'll play against number 19. Who came to pick 19 just now? No one? Oh, it was 9. Okay. So they'll play against number 19. All right. Up next. 19 is Stanbic Bank. Okay. Omni Basic versus Stanbic. Interesting. Aramex. Aramex here. There you go. Please, Aramex. Let's see who you get.
I realize a lot of them are talking about Guardiola and Pep and all those Mourinho.
Yes.
Like, they don't know what they are doing.
You were the one.
Import coaches from outside of the country. They are not too sure of what to do, so they have to go and import coaches from outside of the country.
Yes.
But we know what we are doing. And so we are bringing coaches from within, and we are going to surprise people.
Okay.
A lot of people are talking about the football, all the big names. But in what do you call it? In such multiple sports,
yes,
there are certain sports that people are not vying.
That is where
the medals are won.
That's true.
Aramex, delivery unlimited. We are going to prove to people that Aramex is the best.
Thank you very much. So you got number 23.
Number 23.
Congratulations, number 23. All right, Aramex, thank you very much. You want to add something?
Yeah. Hey, slogan is delivery unlimited. So you guys should know that we are going to do more. We are going to deliver and exceed your expectation. Yes.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, yesterday, Aramex went to the stadium. Yesterday, 3 clear days to the competition. So when you people go there, check for Juju. Up next, let's go. Okay. Adansi Travels. Please go ahead and pick your opponents. Number 1. That's interesting. Number 1 will play against number 2. Let's go. Number 1. Multi-choice. Are multi-choice here? DSTV? No, they're not here. Okay, we'll pick for them. So multi-choice, your opponents will be 16. So multi-choice is 16. All right, multi-choice, thank you very much. Let's wrap it up. I think we have 3 more. Safolda, finally. You've been waiting for too long, huh? All right, Safolda.
We are the defending champion for the
You are the defending champions. You are the defending champions. The best for last. Let's see who you play then. Let's see who you play. Number 14. Number 14. Number 14. You play against 13. Who picked 13? There they are just linked. Interesting. You finish them. All right. Let's see. Nationwide Tech. Nationwide Tech. Thank you. All right. Let's see who you play. Nationwide Tech.
Before I pick, yeah? Because we a service industry.
Yes.
In the petroleum industry, we give services.
Okay.
We have a lot of beef with people like NPP.
Because
they audit us on the field. So we show them audits on the field.
I hope you pick them as opponents there. Let's see. Oh, number 2. Number 2. Number 2. You play against Adansi Travels. Thank you.
We're playing the first
and they will play the first match on the first pitch. All right. We are going on to our last 3. Axis Pension. Axis Pension. Axis Pension. Let's see what opponent you pick. That's right. Very important. Axis Pension.
11.
Number 11. Well done. Thank you. Thank you, Axis. Thank you, Axis. All right. Last 2. Let's see. Last but 1 will be McDonald Group. McDonald Group. McDonald Group. McDonald Group. There's only 2 in there. Open it to show you to the camera. Number 5. Thank you. Number 5. Number 5 will play against number 6. Who picked number 6? Multimedia Group. Hey. 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 The people there. Don't worry. This one is group versus group. The Multimedia Group versus McDonald Group. Yes. All right. Last but not the least, Avians. Are Avians here? All right. Avians are not here, so we'll pick for them to see the opponents that they will come up against. Number 12. Number 12. Put your hands together for them. Please, Mubarak, bring my complete draw. Let me just read out the fixtures to everyone very shortly. But this is a live draw of the Joy Sports Invitational. Titania Ato is still here as well. Look, Nats, that went really well. Some very interesting, they're putting the pairings together.
Yeah, very interesting.
And then read it out to the people.
We struggled very hard in the initial years of the Joy Sports Invitational Tournament, and it took us 3 years before we were able to lift the trophy, okay? And it's rather unfortunate that we have to go up against the McDonald Group because, they are our friends and all of that. But, I want to pick from the examples of one of the CEOs from yesterday's interviews. He told Muftau that Ken Ansan, our Chief Operating Officer here at the Multimedia Group, is his friend.
Yes.
But on Saturday, there will be nothing like friendship.
Yes.
So the word that goes to everybody is there will be nothing like friendships. This is a battleground, friendly war, but then, when everything is done and the final competition is done, we'll get back to being friends. But we'd like to once again say a very big thank you to all of our sponsors. They've given us massive support, and with that kind of support, we've been able to bring you the Joy Sports Invitational Tournament. And so what's going to be happening is that the fixtures that we're going to give from this draw will apply to the ladies' penalty shootout competition. If any team is unable to raise the standard 11 for the men's game or a team for the women's game, the team against them would have drawn a bye and will move to the next stage of the competition. We do urge as well that we make sure that we present staff only, very, very strictly. And then also, we need to ensure that for the CEO's penalty shootout competition, which is a flagship competition within the Joy Sports Invitational Tournament, we present only substantive CEOs and managing directors and heads of organizations, the substantive heads. Now, the reason behind all of this and the reasoning behind this is if, for instance, a deputy managing director comes to represent and wins the trophy, what would have happened? A DMD would have, won a trophy meant for the substantive CEOs. So just make sure that the substantive CEOs turn up and represent your company. And do remember, the more trophies you win or the more titles you win, the bigger your bragging rights become for next year's edition.
On top of that, too, we encourage everybody to bring only staff members. Now, on top of everything else, this is fun games. We're trying to have fun. We don't get a lot of time to exercise on our own. We sit in offices all day. It's difficult. So this is an environment for us to all see, and measure our own strength against people of our own strength. Don't go and bring a professional football team from somewhere to come and play the competition and beat everybody. In the end, it's not nice. So we beg you, bring only staff members. I want to see this man manning the wings. That's the whole point. You can't come as Labadi Beach and then I see the people as no. That cannot be Labadi Beach.
All right. And of course,
if I see him, I know that's Labadi Beach.
Yeah.
If I see some guy with 6-pack, I start asking questions. You understand?
Yeah.
All right. So let me just go through the fixtures as quickly as possible. Okay. All right. So listen. Big acknowledgement to our sponsors again, NDC Travels. Okay, the fixtures. Okay, they're doing them right now and sending them to me as we speak.
Okay, so just before they send them to you, let me do the thank yous to all our supporters and our sponsors. I'd like to say a very big thank you to the team here at Multimedia, the core organizing team for putting this together. Would also like to say a very big thank you to our head referee. Referee Ashong has been with us from day one of the Joy Sports Invitational Tournament. Please put your hands together for him. And also, referee, our condolences go out to you as a family. We know you are bereaved, but you've made the time to be here with us, and we really respect that, and condolences to you once again. Thank you very much, referee Ashong Ibrahim. All right, so thank you. Yeah, before you go to the fixtures, once again, thank you to the luckiest. Thank you to McDan Group, Piva Beverages, Yomi Yogurt, Caveman Watches, Skechers, and the Minerals Commission.
So, fixture number 1, NDC Travels versus Nationwide Tech. So that's fixture number 1. We've got Minerals Commission versus IS Evolutions Consult. We've got McDan Group will take on the Multimedia Group. The luckiest will take on Ideal Air. Apex Bank will take on Emigo Ghana. Access Pension up against Aviance Ghana. Jetlink will face Safolda. Pewak will take on MultiChoice. Piva Beverages will take on Sewanano. Stanbic Bank are up against Omni Basic Bank, the battle of the banks. Cosa Bright will face the MPA. Aramex will take on NIC. Labadi Beach Hotel are up against Republic Bank. And Zenith Bank are up against Premier Health Insurance. Those are our fixtures. And
a big round of applause. A big round of applause.
So we will put this in a graphic and share in the group so everyone can follow. We'll also do a road to the final map so you know that after this is the person or this is the team you're likely to face so that everybody is on the same page.
Fento,
thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Fento. On a very light note, Fent.
Yes.
You know, Labadi Beach does a very good buffet on Sundays. There's some very good Ghanaian food. You know, you've lived outside of Ghana too long, so your brofu is too...
What are you saying?
Sewa nano. What is sewa nano?
It's what?
It's sawe nano. Say sawe nano.
Sawe nano.
Thank you. Put your hands together for him.
Sawe. Sawe.
So I'm going to take him through, but for now, my focus is to get him and Lexus Bill and some of our guys ready for our, our arm wrestling competition. Yeah. Big shouts to all the CEOs who are preparing for the CEO's penalty shootout. The only one who has told us as a matter of principle is Mr. Benjamin Joboku, who is the CEO of and the managing director of Republic Bank Ghana. He sends his warm wishes to us, and he says that a very important assignment is taking him to Trinidad and Tobago to his headquarters. And because of that, he is going to be seated there at the top and waiting for the winner of Saturday's CEO's penalty shootout to compete against him in a special champion of champions. So big shouts to Mr. Benjamin Joboku, who's the CEO, the Managing Director of Republic Bank. A message has been sent. We'll see how all of the competition goes. We look forward to it, and we know that it sure is going to be very exciting and very interesting. On tomorrow's edition here on Joy News and on Joy Prime as well, we're going to be bringing you all the big visits that we have done. All right, so once again, we'd like to say a very big thank you to all of our sponsors. We say a very big thank you to the luckiest. Put your hands together for them. Also to the Magdan Group, Piva Beverages, Yomi Yogurt, Caveman Watches, Skechers, and the Minerals Commission. All right, guys, there's a drill we've always done when, during our visits, and we're going to do it one last time. Okay, so I'm going to ask you where you come from, and then after that, I'll say Joy Sports Invitational, and you know what to say, okay? All right, so if I say who are we, you mention the name of your company, right? Okay, so who are we? Joy Sports Invitational.
Play for peace.
I can't hear you. Joy Sports Invitational.
Play for peace.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for watching.